Ready. Play.
Hello there, and welcome to Talking Tennis. And I'm joined by, well, a guest I'm very familiar with, and a guest I'm not so familiar with, but I'm always happy to make new friends. So, hello, Jethro and Akshata?
Yes, you pronounce it right. Hi, Nick. Hi, Jethro.
Hi, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Very well. How are you?
I'm all good. Always excited to get to be on watching tennis with anyone. And I'm looking forward to watching the matches with you two. We've got Emma Navarro and Arina Sabalenka underway at the moment. I think we're still waiting for Ruud and Monfils to come out on court. Is that right?
They're just warming up at the moment.
Okay.
So
Navarro's just held opening serve. So I guess that's hi Terry, nice to see you. And we've got seem to be getting a nice group of our usual group of people joining, which is lovely to see. Yeah, Jethro, lovely to have you on stream. How have you been enjoying Indian Wells so far?
I honestly haven't watched a whole lot of it, if I'm being honest. I mean, I've been keeping up to date with the scores every day. I've been quite busy lately, really. Didn't get to watch any tennis over the weekend because of the rugby, but yeah, it's been good. Alcaraz, I'm pleased with how Alcaraz is going. I thought he built off to a bit of a shaky start against Ronaldo, but yeah, it seems like he's kicked himself into gear this week, which is really, really good for the tournament, I think.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm getting more and more excited for a showdown between him and Sinner in the semi-finals. If that's going to happen, that's going to be an absolute blockbuster because they're both. I think that looks like unstoppable force meeting a movable object kind of situation.
I mean, if they both get to the semis, I think this will probably be the most. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like it'll be finally them two playing really, really well at the peak of their powers meeting, because I feel like every time they've played, one of them has been the form player, and then the other one's risen to the occasion. Whereas if they both make the semis, they're both in really, really good form, and they're both top three. So I feel like it could be their best match yet, possibly.
I mean, what about US Open 2022? Their iconic match.
I know, but they're better players since then. Obviously, nothing's going to top that for a long time, but yeah, I mean, Sinner's far better than he was then, and Alcaraz also is. So
that is fair. Although Alcaraz did have I don't know what it was about Alcaraz, but he seemed to bring out of Sinner what we've come to see from him a bit more regularly since, maybe. Because they had that Miami match last year as well. That was an epic. Akshata, do you have any thoughts on Alcaraz Sinner, and if you're looking forward to that potential matchup?
I'm rooting for Sinner. I think it's just going to be an amazing match if actually turns out to be right. So yeah, rooting for Sinner. Alcaraz, I don't know. I have still not been able to make my own peace with Alcaraz because of his unfortunate injuries, and I've still not been able to really judge how well or how far is he going to go. But with Sinner, I mean, off late, I think what he's performed is just exceptional. So rooting all the way for him.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
The Monfils game has also begun.
Yeah.
And Kren is here for Monfils by the look of it. The true goat, apparently.
I mean, I had watched a bit of this match with Norrie the other night, and yeah, the crowd just absolutely in love with him.
Do you think he's going to have much in the tank against Ruud after that?
Maybe. It's really strange with the Monfils because he'll get these injuries and disappear for about 6 months to a year, and then play, kind of warm himself up back to form, and then he's just playing amazingly again. It seems to sort of be a constant cycle in his late career.
He makes those guest appearances in the world of tennis sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think we've got a few viewers who are probably familiar with. I think if any of you are regulars, you'll be familiar with me because you see my ugly face way too much on this channel. Particularly when it comes to, I'm usually talking about the WTA in some way, shape, or form. And you might be familiar with Jethro if you have been following us for long enough.
I'm really not on that rarely, honestly.
You were on during Australian Open. So if you saw us during the Australian Open, then yeah, you would have seen Jethro do a couple of streams.
That was like last week, wasn't it?
Sure. I've slept since then.
Oh, it's mid-March. Oh, God. Okay.
But actually, this is your debut on Talking Tennis. So
Yeah,
do you want to tell us a little about yourself?
I have been in the world of sports. I've been working in the world of sports for the last 4 or 5 years. There's this news portal called Sports Company that I was running. And it's niche sponsorships and endorsements. But recently, I've also started my own YouTube channel because I realized that when you're representing a brand, you can't really sometimes talk about certain things that you really want to. You have to be very careful of the words that you use in the public forum. So I just wanted to create my own YouTube channel, which is Seeded Sports, that has been tagged here. Tennis is a sport that I grew up watching, one of the only sport that I grew up watching. Off late, because of work and because of football, I was not able to, watch a lot of tennis. But now I'm trying to slowly go back to it. And also because, I'm a big Nadal fan, and Nadal has been away because of the massive injury. And of course, he's very close to the retirement. He's not wanting to give up. I really want him to give up because, it's just a heartbreak to watch him try and then come and play on a Netflix show and then go back with an injury. And then, it's a roller coaster ride for his fans. So I think that's one of the reasons why I've been away from the sport as well, but trying to slowly come back to it.
Yeah, it's been very frustrating as a fellow Nadal fan this season and last season, actually. I'm just getting so tired of the announcements. It's just killing me.
Are you also wanting it? Are you also hoping that he just announces the retirement and ends the torture for all of us, or you're just hoping for that one last tournament or one last victory?
I'll take another French Open and another gold medal at the Olympics. Even if he just only plays those 2 tournaments, I'd be very happy with that.
It's a shame we don't have John, otherwise this would become an episode of Natter and Nadal.
Yeah. Well, you can natter about Federer if you want,
Why would I? There's no other Federer fans on this stream. Also, he stopped.
Well, I like Igor a lot, that, so you're...
So anyway, we're watching tennis as well at the minute. It's great to get to know you, and hopefully we'll get to talk more of Nadal fans. I'm loving the Nadal content here. I'm not going to wade into the discussion because although I am a great admirer of Rafael Nadal, I'm a Roger fan at heart, so might be slightly skewed. But which matches are you watching, or are you trying to dual screen it like our friend Jerome has been doing a couple of times on these streams?
I'm watching the Monfils match because the other one is not streaming. I don't even have the option to watch it because over here in India, I don't think the Sabalenka one is streaming as well. Can't seem to find the link to it.
Yeah, I'm using an illegal stream. Sorry, for the Ruud Monfils match. I do actually really want to watch Sabalenka, but I'm just very fascinated by it. I also really like Ruud as well, so I'm very fascinated by this match.
Guess which match I'm watching?
Rerun of Swiatek last night.
I wish I could, but I can't. No, I am watching Emma Navarro taking on Arina Sabalenka, so at least I can keep an eye on that one. I thought that you two would probably prefer to watch Ruud versus Monfils anyway, but I'm also very curious to see what Emma Navarro is like, because she's kind of rocketed up to the top 30, and everyone kind of woke up at the beginning of the year and went, oh, she's seeded for slams now. Like, where's this come from? And I just want to see her game because I haven't had an opportunity to probably do that yet. And she's currently holding her own against Sabalenka. There's been a lot of very crafty rallies, a lot of moving around the court from both. So it's quite interesting to see Navarro. She's definitely a bit more of a counterpuncher, a bit more of a craft player, which is interesting for an American talent. It has to be said. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that one. So I think we'll just sort of pitch in a between talking tennis. Just let us know what's happening in the matches you're watching.
Yeah, I heard really good things about Sabalenka against Peyton Stearns. Some people calling it match of the year. So would quite like to catch some extended highlights of that or something.
I caught 15-minute highlights of it.
She's in a different zone.
Sabalenka.
Sorry. Yeah. She's in a different zone altogether. It just feels that she's just here to win and win and win.
I'm just hearing that song, like, all I do is win, 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 whenever she's on court.
Yeah, it's still kind of frustrating what happened to Swiatek at the Australian Open because she's been playing brilliantly all season apart from that. And we could have had them in the final against each other.
But the thing is, I don't think she played that badly in that Noshkova match, actually. Apart from the final set, where there were a couple of silly mistakes that cost her a game. I wasn't too down at their performance. I thought Noshkova was amazing. And I have to say that Swiatek it was only just the last set that maybe shut herself down a bit, but Noshkova I thought was really, really good in that match. So I don't want to say it was all down to Swiatek having a bad day. But I just say interestingly saying Akshata that Sabalenka looks like she's just here to win. I'd say the same thing about Swiatek in this draw. But you'd expect me to say that.
Do you guys think Monfils is going to win the title?
That seems to be Kren's prediction, but he seems to be
intrigued by the comment.
I mean, I'm here for. He's never won a Masters 1000, has he?
No, it's odd to me that he has. He's won a 500. He's won, but he's been to Grand Slam semi-finals and he's been to I think 3 Masters 1000 finals, but he's never won it. Which I find interesting for a man of such immense talent to not have a big title is strange to me.
Because he makes guest appearances, right? As we discussed it earlier.
Yeah, he's we all know how talented he is, Nick, but I would say that's not surprising to me at all, actually. Just because he's never really put it all together. Also, he never really figured out what kind of player he wanted to be, I think. He played some matches where he was just kind of pushing and not really, making anything happen himself. And he's got such explosive power. I think he really kind of restricted his own game quite a lot. And then we'll just sort of throw in some crazy athleticism and some crazy points. But then he has weeks like this where he just puts his game together really, really nicely. So possible.
I mean, judging by the match he's having with Casper Ruud at the minute, because you can see it and I can't, is he looking like someone who could win the title?
Not really.
No, I mean, he looks fine, but it's kind of hard to say that with Alcaraz and Sinner in the draw. And then if you take out Alcaraz and Sinner, you've got Medvedev and Zverev. So it's tricky.
But do you think he's one of those players who's finding his rhythm quite late in his career? And for the last few years of whatever game he has left in him, he might just end up winning some titles and might just prove people wrong.
A bit like Manarino.
Yeah. I mean, he can be one of those, right?
Well, they're both French, so I guess it could work. I think, I think he can. He's still playing really good tennis, and I'm watching a bit of Norrie. Like, Norrie's really stepped up his game again recently, and that was a really, really good win in the last round.
Yeah, I think he could string it all together. I think that there is a scenario where things fall into place where he could win. He could win a Masters. I don't know if it'd be this one, but it does depend on Alcaraz and Sinner not really showing up. But
can you bank on both of them not showing up? I mean,
has he played them yet? Actually, Monfils, has he had a match with either of them yet?
Let me have a look.
We'll have to check.
Got some stuff. Oh, we've got a race to see who's going to get there first.
Oh God! Well, I went on the ATP website and it took me straight to Diego Schwartzman's page, so I'm already.
That's such a you thing, Jeff.
Right? I know. I've really disadvantaged myself
sitting there, just longingly looking at the screen, going, "Where are you, Diego?"
I know he's in Miami actually, but I don't need to wonder that. I've got his Instagram.
Stalking Diego Schwartzman between streams.
Look, if he posts that he's in Miami on Instagram, then I'm just going to assume he's in Miami.
That's
all I can do. Yes, Sinner is 5-1 against Monfils. I can't believe they played 6 times.
Okay, so Monfils has beaten them once.
They played 6 times. Wow,
that's crazy. So Antwerp, Sinner won, Monfils won at Vienna. This is back in 2019 as well. And then Sinner beat him twice in 21. And he beat him in Rotterdam in 3 this year. Oh yeah, that was a really good match actually. Okay. So Monfils has given him a bit of trouble in some of their matches, to be fair.
Okay. So Monfils has got a reputation for testing Sinner. This is looking good.
And then Alcaraz. Oh, I hate the new ATP website so much.
Yeah, it's so glitchy.
It's dreadful. It just looks awful as well. Alcaraz has 1 win over Monfils, and that's the only time they played.
Okay.
Actually, at Indian Wells 2 years ago. That was 7-5-6-1.
Okay. So here we go. It's about. So that Monfils. Actually, he's in the half of the. I could see him reaching. Yeah, if he plays well enough, reach the final. It depends on his energy levels, but he could do it. I'm here so Kren doesn't feel so outnumbered. But anyway.
So I'm sorry for being negative on him. I'm just trying to be honest. I would really like Monfils.
How's this match going, by the way? Because the scoreboard's saying 2-30 or Monfils serving.
Yeah, it's not much is happening, to be honest. It's nothing nothing spectacular has happened.
There's no real rallies to it.
Glad Scott's not around, because then he'd just be around to tell you that nothing ever spectacular happens in Casper Ruud matches.
Actually, what's your take on Casper Ruud?
Yeah, nothing exceptional. To be fair, I've not really watched a lot of his matches. As I said, that I've not really watched a lot of tennis off late. But in this game so far, it just feels like I think he has an upper edge. And I said that, and he lost a point. So.
Yeah, I mean, I do see Indian Wells as a tournament where Ruud should do well, but I don't know what he was the quarterfinals. He was the quarterfinals before, I think, but
yeah, he's definitely underperformed. Given you're right, he should be performing better on his kind of slower hard courts. Obviously, he's been getting close to his best again. He's back into the top 8, which is good to see from him. Do you have much of an opinion on whether Ruud is overrated, underrated, or rated about just right?
Who's that aimed at? Me. Well, it's kind of hard to answer that because I see so many different takes about him all the time.
Yes, but you have to give your own opinion, Jethro. Don't worry about other people's.
You'd be asking if he's overrated or underrated, and I think he's very good. I think he's going to win the French Open one day.
Okay.
The backhand I feel like has regressed a bit. When he was kind of at world number 2, getting to all these big finals, his backhand looked really, really good, and it just seems that he looks uncomfortable hitting it again. But So yeah, I'm not really sure what to make of his backhand at the moment, but I still rate him a lot as a player. I think that forehand's exceptional.
Oh, that Ruud forehand is just a monster when he gets it into gear.
Yeah, like him on clay is just insane. Like is ridiculous.
Hello, Kiara. Is that her?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to see you all.
Is it Kiara?
It's Kira.
Kira, right.
All good.
I've completely popped
Hi,
that name.
Kira.
I'm so sorry.
No, honestly, everyone does. It's
Okay.
I'm used to it.
Oh, nice to meet you. Okay, you were in the live chat yesterday, and you're on stream today. I see that John's been on a recruitment drive.
It's a quick turnaround, yeah.
You put 2 comments in, and John's like, Kira knows her stuff. Quick, get her on.
Yeah. He saw some talent in me. Who am I to say no, you know?
Yeah, just to warn, he's never going to stop messaging you now. He doesn't. I don't think, and I know he can hear me. I don't think he believes me when I say I have a 9-to-5 job, because every day he's like, "Oh, mate, you join a live stream?" I'm like, "No, it's 11 a.m. on a weekday. I can't join a live stream."
He knows where your priorities should be, clearly.
Yeah, no, I mean they should be with this, obviously.
To be fair, Jeff, you didn't always have a 9-to-5 job.
I didn't know, but I do now. So,
sadly,
the killer of souls.
You were definitely commentating on some matches at questionable hours of the day.
I was, yeah, but that's because I was working really silly hours in the same job I'm doing now.
Okay, but yes, I can confirm that John does. I'm pretty sure I have received a message from John pretty much every day over the course of Indian Wells. Hey, do you want to do this match? Fortunately, my response is always yes.
Yeah, I'm a student and I do not have a 9-to-5 job, so I'm probably gonna say
you're in dangerous territory, Kira. Now.
Yeah. Oh no,
I shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't
have said that at all.
No. I'm so busy.
You are. Yeah, Kira, why are your deadlines always so late? I was watching the tennis.
Yeah, I mean, I can count it as part of my course because I'm doing sports journalism, so I kind of get away with it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll get away with it anyway.
You can get John to write you a recommendation after uni.
Perfect. That's what I want.
Kira, which match are you joining us for? Which match have you got on your screen?
I have currently got Sabalenka.
Taste.
On my screen.
Taste. That's what
I'm probably going to be flicking around because I can't resist a bit of Monfils, surely.
No, he's difficult to resist.
So we've got some very diehard Monfils fans in the comments already.
Oh, really? Amazing.
We've been
I'm
talking about
such a Monfils believer. Oh my gosh.
Kren believes that Monfils is going to win the tournament, and we have a slightly more realistic take.
Oh, is that what being a Monfils believer is? Oh, is that what I've just agreed? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not win the tournament.
He's going to beat Alcaraz and Sinner to win the tournament.
Nice point.
Well, Nick's already upset him by comparing him to Manarino, so just do better than that.
That's
only having a late stage surge in his career, like game wise, nothing alike, and Monfils is much more watchable.
Also, not an insult to be compared to Manarino. The guy's insane.
Yeah, he is
obsessed with his string tension. Incredible.
I saw him play live last year, to be fair, and it was one of the most entertaining matches I've ever watched. So,
was that on grass?
It was. Yeah, it was at Queen's.
Oh, that's a dream.
It was great.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay, so are you a seasoned British tennis tournament attender then?
No, but ask me in a couple of months, and then maybe I can say yes. I have bought quite a few tickets this year, more than I, as a student, really should.
Hey, look. I've known
Monfils is gearing up in the game in this game, guys.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
we should probably pay attention to the tennis.
Yes, sorry, I've thrown everyone off.
No.
It's my influence. Whenever I watch the streams, everyone's talking about the tennis, and as soon as I'm on, we're talking about Leighton Hewitt's
Monfils
run
breaks.
to the Wimbledon title in 2003. Too.
It's easily done. I get it.
So yeah, Akshata, what's happened in the
Monfils leads. Yeah, 2-4 leading now. First set.
Oh wow.
Oh well, my stream's behind. That's a really unfortunate spoiler. Oh well.
And this is what happens when you watch an illegal stream, Jethro. Sort yourself
He's getting
out.
in the rhythm now.
It
Sort yourself out, man.
should be the fastest one if it's illegal, but no, useless.
Where are you guys based out of, all of you?
I'm in Stoke
Are we
on
allowed
Trent
to talk about it?
in the UK.
Nice.
I'm in London.
I'm sort of in Coventry, if you know. You're not going to know that, but like Midlands of the UK as well.
Nice. I'm in India, guys, Delhi. So
Nice. We've got Saber in the chat. We've got more, this year. We need to be more optimistic about Monfils because his fans are showing up in the chat, and also he's a break-up against Casper Ruud.
Yeah, I don't think Casper Ruud's playing very well personally, but
Wow, just
He's just
bring
turned
it
around,
down.
right? Yeah.
Come on, let's have a Monfils party. Let's go.
I mean, I still haven't
Stand
forgiven.
forever.
I still haven't forgiven Monfils for what he did at the French Open last year to my boy Byers. So he's still got some time. He's still got to make it up to me somehow.
Right.
Wow.
And the dancing and stuff isn't enough to make it up to you yet.
I mean, everything else he's done in his career is fantastic, and I love him for it. But that loss really hurt. So
Yeah.
What was that? Did you see that video? I don't know if it was his own wedding or someone else's, but that video of him dancing at that wedding was incredible.
I have not seen that.
It's a few years old. By the way, for those who are interested in the Navarro Sabalenka match, Navarro is playing really, really well. She is basically foot off Sabalenka in every single service game, and is clearly frustrating the world number 2. I need to be paying more attention to this match to see how she's doing it. But every time I look over, I'm like, oh, Sabalenka keeps pegging her back, and Navarro saying, no, you're not breaking me. No way, you're not getting anywhere near me.
Yeah, she's not got close yet, I would say, to break it.
What's Navarro's serve like? I don't think I've watched it before.
I will tell you when she next serves.
Have you not been watching her serve for the first 4 games?
I have been paying more
that
attention
she's
to you
had to
lot
serve?
because you're distracting.
I thought you were going to say because we were interesting, but
No,
I wouldn't be distracting if you
he's
weren't.
not that nice.
You would be distracting if you weren't interesting.
Guys, Monfils is coming in the rhythm.
Are we seeing peak Monfils here with all
not
the
great, but good tennis.
Like, what's his tennis like? Is it sort of the big tennis that he can produce? I was just you, Akshata.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you properly.
How's his tennis like? He's saying is it his big brand of tennis that he's producing?
No, I said it's not great, but it's like, it's just coming back to the rhythm. It feels like, he's playing some good tennis. He's trying to, he's understood that Ruud is not really in the rhythm and Ruud is not really playing his best. So he's now trying to, make use of it, trying to overpower him that way.
Here we go.
And he's playing smart, for the lack of any other word. I think he's playing smart.
That would make sense. Sabalenka's looking frustrated. She's put an overhead into the net. Love 15.
Hey Shri, how you doing, man?
We never know with her, right?
We don't know, but no, she's a lot more consistent now than she was a couple of years ago. Like now, it's a surprise when she's not having a good day.
And I think it's more often that. Sorry, I was going to say.
No, please go ahead.
I think it's more often that she might have a bad few games rather than a bad day. And you can see that inconsistency come in, but she tends to bring it back now and come back to her level.
Speaking of inconsistency, I've just seen her double fault love 30 for Navarro. So here we go. By the way, we've got some popcorn friends in the chat. We've got Shrihari, who's been on the stream before, and we've got Jamari. Lovely to see you here, Jamari. Great chat. I'm
I'd
going to
say. So I'm just going through the comments. I'd say
Monfils leading
Ruud is
5-2.
not mentally built enough for a comeback. It's a bit harsh.
Is that from our Monfils fan though?
That is from our Monfils fan. He's trying.
Yeah.
He's trying to gaslight Ruud from from YouTube comments. It's like, you're not coming back from this.
Are we sure it's not Scott?
It could be Scott.
Scott is on record, for those of you who don't know, as being very much passionate. Not only is he passionately for Andy Murray, but sort of passionately meh about Casper Ruud.
Yeah, I saw
He's
people really having a go at him the other day on Twitter about it when he said something about Casper
Good.
Ruud.
Good.
does that a
No,
lot.
I love Scott, but he deserves all the flack he gets. I don't know what he's going to do when Andy retires.
Be incredibly bored, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ahead or not, so I don't.
Okay, I've got 1540 for
okay.
Navarro. So here we go. Second set, Sabalenka. She's in real trouble here on court one. Backhand in from Navarro, inside out forehand from Sabalenka, sliced from Navarro. Oh my word, that was a pickup. That was a pickup from the foot mid court by Sabalenka, and she puts it way out, way out. And Navarro is going to be serving for the first set.
That was just a bad game from Sabalenka. She looked pretty solid on serve before then.
Yeah, that was definitely a dip in form from Sabalenka. So here we go. You were asking about Emma Navarro's serve, Jethro. Here's where we find out, because it's going to get tested.
Yeah,
there.
I'm actually tuning into that. I'm not. Ruud's not giving joy today, so I'm tuning into Sabalenka.
Oh, look! Come and join me on the WTA side. Yes.
You know, it's secretly my favorite anyway.
Oh, I know. Yeah, not busy. Great play from Navarro as she comes in behind a very good out wide serve, very smartly placed, and Sabalenka's attempt at a scrambled lob is over the baseline. It's 15-love. Navarro 3 points away from this set. Lovely to see you, Ashley, by the way. Serve up the tee from Navarro. Long. Yeah, this Navarro's serve is, I don't see anything spectacular about it, but it looks very compact, very efficient. I don't think it's particularly big, but it does the job. Backhand return winner from Sabalenka. 15-all.
I mean, she's not particularly tall, so it would be harsh to expect pace from that serve.
That is true. Yes. I'm not seeing a speed gun, so I can't see what kind of speed she's getting. But I'm not expecting it to be super high.
Monfils serving for the set.
So, keep us updated on that one, Akshata. Feel free to interrupt and let us know if there's set points. Got a backhand from Navarro cross court to the backhand of Sabalenka. In forehand up the line from Navarro. Forehand Sabalenka cross court. Forehand tanked by Navarro. 15-30. Yes.
Nice spelling, John.
We have no worries about interruptions. That's what we're here for.
I think my Sabalenka stream quite significantly ahead.
Would not surprise me, to be
That is a
honest.
good sign.
I'm playing it on a tablet, and
Yeah.
Well, I'm
I can-
even further behind than Nick is on Sky Go.
what?
I've got a slow illegal stream and Sky Go, so it's just
Oh, Sky Go.
Yeah, it's terrible. I may as well be watching recordings of the match that happened an hour ago.
I went with the Now TV option.
That's mine as well, yeah.
I wonder.
Yeah, there's
Clearly,
also
the contract has rubbish internet. 30-all on my screen for second serve for Navarro, who serves short on the second serve. Big forehand from Sabalenka. Backhand Navarro, middle court. Forehand Sabalenka, keeping the margins in. Now goes for that forehand cross court. And that was in, right? It was. Great point. I mean, Kira, I'm assuming we've seen the outcome at this break point. You have?
I have.
Okay.
And I'm
Tell you
not
what.
making much of a reaction, so take from that what you will.
Okay. Well, I've seen the score, so I could probably say we've got a backhand from Navarro. Forehand from Sabalenka is not quite as good as she wanted. Backhand to the backhand of Navarro. Backhand Sabalenka, long. Juice. There we go. That's what happened there. Kira, if you want to do point, you're more than welcome to do it.
Oh, I wouldn't dare. You're too good at it. Let me warm up.
Hey, it's yeah. So it takes. I've only It's only because I'm.
Monfils at point.
Set point. Go for it.
Gail.
Nice support for Gail Monfils.
It's about 5 minutes ahead of me.
Points. Did you say 5 minutes?
I've got set point
No,
on
it's
mine
not
as well
actually.
for Navarro.
Okay, I've got
crikey.
set points all over the place here. Set points on both courts. Both matches seem to be taking
That's
about.
She's done it.
She's got it.
She's got it. She's got it.
How'd she do it?
I
Sorry to
love
ruin
a
it for you,
second
but she's got
survey.
it.
Second set ace from
Monfils
Navarro.
gets it too.
Mhm.
Monfils gets it too.
Yeah, Monfils set up. Interesting.
Oh no. Okay, so second serve ace from Monfils. Navarro apologizing after net cord kind of benefited her a bit, and Sabalenka goes long, and Navarro is up. Good grief, Sabalenka doesn't like playing Americans in Indian Wells, does she?
Nope. But I bet she likes the atmosphere.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Even
God.
last week,
Don't mention the word atmosphere around her, Christ.
Well, she might not be mentioning it, depending on how this next set or two goes.
Mm.
yeah. I'll be shocked if it doesn't go to 3, whatever the outcome, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, look, Navarro's showing all that she's got here. I'm seeing all these highlights, and she's running everything down Sabalenka's throwing at her, really using her court craft to frustrate and absorbing a lot of Sabalenka's pace, which is impressive to me. I mean, Kira, I don't know if you have any kind of insights on the Navarro game.
I think she's taking Sabalenka's second serves really strongly. Any second serve that she gets a look at, she's sort of not afraid to go for, which I think has not only sort of, from what I've seen, it's not only benefited her on Sabalenka's service games, but just sort of obviously not intimidating Sabalenka necessarily, but just sort of that willingness to go for it, I think is quite different. I'm not sure Sabalenka is necessarily used to people being so willing to just punch at her, as it were. So I think that's working in her favour.
Yeah. But being brave, which you have to be against the world number 2.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Sabalenka's gone off court, by the way, so there's going to be a lengthy break. So we may as well focus on the Monfils Ruud match unless they're on a break too.
They probably are, because that set's over.
That's on the break
Actually,
too.
anyone got off court?
No.
Oh, no,
There's a long break. Actually, there's a long break, so I don't know.
Yeah, they've just started the second set.
I'm going to put
Are you going by the scoreboard or has your stream finally caught up?
I'm going
starting
by
the second
flash
set
score.
now.
So I've got 2 streams and live scores and this stream. So
I've just got the stream up, and mine might be slightly ahead, but Ruud is serving. Yeah, it's 15 love.
Okay, lots of talking points here. Lots of talking points. Kirit is in the chat. I know he's a Navarro fan from talking to him on Twitter. Ashley, yeah, this is the first time I've been watching Navarro as well, and I have to say, solid is right, but I'd also say crafty, definitely crafty, which is interesting given a lot of Americans kind of go for the more powerful strokes. Although having said that, actually, if you think about Pegula being kind of solid and consistent hitting, not the biggest hitter, but she's got pace. And then you've got Goff, who has a monster backhand, decent serve, very loopy forehand, but her biggest strength is her movement and defense. Maybe it shouldn't be a surprise that the American women are a bit more defense and movement focused. Kind of throwing that out for anyone who wants to kind of come in there.
I'm just trying to think of an American woman that I'm thinking of is like a but mostly a big hitter, and I can't really think of one.
Keys?
So. Who? Sorry.
Madison Keys.
Yeah, that was Madison Keys.
Yeah.
Sugary is asking how disappointed, and this is maybe for Jethro or Akshata. How disappointing would it be for Casper if he loses, considering his researches and how the draw opened up for him?
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's tough because I don't really want to discredit Monfils. You know, he's just beating Norrie, and when he's playing well, he is amazing. But yeah, it's a shame. I mean, Ruud looked really good in Acapulco, and then lost to Dominor, which is no mean feat this year. I mean, it's Dominor's playing insanely well. Could have won yesterday, really, but yeah, and that was a big shame because he missed out on his first 500 title. And then you have this week where, he's like two of the top seeds in his, we're in his draw, and they're both three of the top seeds are out, and two of them in his draw. So, yeah, it would go down as a missed opportunity. But Monfils is just kind of one of those banana skin players that you come up against them randomly in the draw, and you're like, well, if he turns up, then I'm in trouble either way.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I agree with those points.
Yeah, finish your point. If you want to have it. If you have anything else to say, Akshata.
No, I think it was perfectly summed up.
I kind of with you on the Monfils shouldn't be a player that anyone should be ashamed to lose to, given his pedigree as a player. I know we may have some. I know that maybe you can assess sort of his career achievements a bit differently, but I think that regardless, someone who has had the results he's had, maybe not against Djokovic, is really is an opponent that you shouldn't have any shame in losing, no matter at what stage of his career he's in. So he's definitely. It's pretty. It's Djokovic he has the really heavy head-to-head against, right? It's not like Rafa and Roger. He has a couple of wins against.
Yeah, not many, I don't think, but yeah, I think it's like 18-0 to Djokovic.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, should have beaten him in Dubai a few years ago. Had match points.
Ouch. Well, at least it wasn't a slam. At least it wasn't Zonga at the French Open.
Oh god, their US Open semi-final was one of the worst
set.
matches I've ever watched.
Sorry, what was that, Akshata?
Second set, Ruud 1-0 leading.
Okay. Sabalenka's held her opening service game with a set to love. I'm seeing the stats here. And yeah, I mean, Sabalenka's only hit one ace, which is incredible. And yeah, much more. She had one breakpoint chance against Navarro, didn't take it. Navarro took her only one. The WTA stats are a little bit lacking, unsurprisingly.
Yeah. I want to quickly mention one thing. I don't know if this brand called Aquafina is popular in other countries, because growing up I remember having a lot of water from the Aquafina bottles, and I'm really surprised to see that brand at the Indian Wells, because I thought it's something that's very restricted to maybe India and Asian countries. And normally you don't see a brand like this, right? As a hydration partner, maybe. Or is it there? I don't think it has.
Yeah, I mean, as
been there.
Brits, we only see, only a couple.
Like
Evan and Buxton. That's about it. That's about as much as you'll see
Yeah.
in the UK.
And Evian is the sponsor of Wimbledon. So that's
If someone's drinking smart water,
Yeah,
they're on the big bucks.
Whoa!
Love some smart water now and again.
Look, if you can get it, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's above my pay grade.
They sell it in abundance up here. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, I always particularly so I work near Keele University, And sometimes I've plunged into the co-op on campus, and there's always some there. I'm like, they're students. How do they have this?
You can always trick students into buying more expensive water. Don't ask me why, but you really can. Students love the water
It's the
bottle.
pressure to stay hydrated.
Yeah, it's on all of us.
Backhanded to the net from Sabalenka, who's looking a little annoyed. And again, Navarro's just trying to hold on to any slim advantage she can in her service games, 30-15. Although it's probably game already for Kira.
Not quite.
Yeah, she's in the third set already.
It's actually finished, but I didn't have that to tell you. No, JP.
Oh, I think this was the longest rally of the match so far, if I'm not wrong.
Is it still going on, or is it just finished?
Yeah, second game 15 or 15-15.
I'm behind everyone on both streams. This is so annoying.
Do you think running them both at the same time might be part of that?
Maybe.
I'm not.
I can't choose which one I want to watch.
criticizing.
Okay,
I get it.
I'll stick to Ruud Monfils then. Fine.
Beautifully placed inside out forehand from the net by Navarro to seal that game to 15. That was actually her most comfortable service hold, I think, of the match, 1-1. This is a very interestingly poised match on Stadium 1 in Indian Wells. I put out there a question on Twitter a while back that got way more responses than I thought I would ever get on anything. But is Indian Wells an event that you'd want to attend one day? And if so, where would that rank in terms of comparison to visiting slams?
Well,
I would love to go. But I think I would go for... I've been to Wimbledon, but I would go for the other slams, for sure. I know certain Americans think that clay courts are rubbish and that people would rather go watch Indian Wells in Miami, but I would be seen at the French Open probably second. I reckon that's probably the one I want to go to. Actually, well, Australian Open as well. When I was in Melbourne, I only missed it by a few weeks, but...
Hey, look, showing up you even made it to Australia. I can see that. That's an interesting priority order. I mean, Roland Garros I get because obviously all your boys are clay courters. You got to go.
Well, they're all retiring this year, actually. I think so.
Yeah, like bias.
Yeah, but obviously I've only been a fan of him for like 3 years. You know, the other ones have been, for a long time. It hurts.
And also it's obviously the easiest one other than Wimbledon to get to, and then Australia and then US is an interesting ranking there.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to go to all of them, but yeah, I think Australian Open probably would be the most exciting. But when am I gonna find myself
1-1
in
second
Melbourne?
set.
Kira, have you been to Wimbledon?
I have, yeah. First time last year. Yeah, it was pretty special.
When did you go?
So I went second Thursday, so I saw the women's semi-finals.
You would have seen the incredible the incredible Jabeur Sabalenka match.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was absolutely incredible. However good it was on TV, it was better to be there. It was absolutely insane.
That crowd
was
really
a
got
great
involved.
match.
Yes, I was one of them. I'm not embarrassed to say that I was loud. I think my dad was embarrassed. I was with my dad, and he was a bit like, "God, slow down." But I was really into it.
No, we're part of the new generation of tennis fans that cheer loudly at tournaments.
Exactly.
Now, some people at Wimbledon are just way too quiet. They just they'll see an amazing point, and they're just like, I'm there, just like screaming my head off. Like,
I know. I don't know if you had the same thing at Wimbledon, but I was shocked by how many people didn't know any tennis players.
Yeah, half the people that go don't watch tennis.
Yeah.
They just
so
go for
weird.
the experience.
I was talking to I was in the queue last year on the first day, like the day we all queued. I was behind someone who, even though he'd been coming to Wimbledon for years, years by decades, he didn't know who Iga Swiatek was.
So annoying.
The
Wide
reason
from
he gave
Jabeur.
was
40-30.
Nervy. I mean, she just wanted Sabalenka to make a mistake, I think, on that point.
she's playing for the Sabalenka unforced error. And then the minute she tried to go for the backhand, it was tight and dragged out wide. And the crowd are applauding. Her coach is trying to lift her up. One more match point.
She's done it with an ace!
Ons Jabeur has just made a Wimbledon final for the second year in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, what a comeback. What a player. Ons Jabeur, the hero of the Arab world.
I couldn't be happier.
The Wimbledon
the
final.
Couldn't be happier. Tennis couldn't be happier.
Thanks, John. Thank you.
Brilliant.
That was amazing. I was like, John, what are you doing?
That was I can't.
I for a moment thought that maybe the stream got hijacked.
It really made me jump.
I was not expecting that. I'm sorry if anyone's wondering why we were showing a match from almost a year ago when we are trying to focus on Indian Wells. But yes, that was John and myself getting very, very excited seeing Ons Jabeur win and get to the Wimbledon final.
That was great. That was
I
actually
thought-
really good commentary.
It
All in
was.
one.
I loved it.
I struggle to watch that back for the pure reason that it hurts my ears because I've got my microphone way too close to me while I'm shouting. That was a rookie error.
I never
Hello,
watched
Ghost.
this back. I hate the sound of my own voice.
Yeah.
I used to watch streams back a lot when I was first started because I wanted to kind of make notes and see if I was where I could improve, and just see how I sounded. But I eventually realized I didn't have the time to do that.
Valid.
I don't have the willpower, I don't think. But
No.
I respect it.
You're fine, Kira. You don't need to watch yourself back. You're already a natural.
Oh,
Yeah. Agreed.
thank you very much.
I'm just
Please
saying,
come on,
you get what you're given with me. There's no improvements coming.
We just put up with whatever nonsense comes out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And yet I'm
Sabalenka, by the
always
way-
requested back.
Go on.
I was just going to go back to the match we're supposed to be watching just really quickly, but then please go back to the nonsense. But Sabalenka is just sort of pushing a little bit further now. She's love 30 on Navarro's serve at the moment.
Okay, keep an eye on
Just
that one.
seems
I
to be a
think.
bit more steely. I think she's sort of lost focus for a bit. She was getting really annoyed with herself. Oh, as I say that, she hits a terrible shot. That was terrible. Oh dear.
That was. I'm looking forward to seeing what this terrible shot is now. I'm just about
It's
to
not
see.
good.
Okay, I'm seeing the second serve from Navarro. Oh yeah, that.
Thank you. It was really bad.
Like Navarro went kind of T side, and Sabalenka tried to run around and hit a forehand, but the forehand was way too close to her body, and she sort of limply
missed.
passes it into the net. So Navarro's got. Well, I'm assuming. Navarro's got an opportunity to take herself out of trouble here, but. Okay, no, she's missed the first serve. I don't know why I'm commentating on a match that Kira's already seen.
I know. I wish I could go back, but because it's on Now TV,
Yeah,
and it's
don't worry
a
about it.
bonus stream, you literally can't do anything about it. It's very annoying.
Let's say if you want to have a go for it.
No, it's all good. You got this.
My ego is not that big that I have to be the one who does the point by point. This is not how it works.
You sure? I thought that's what I was told when I was supposed to be joining this, but
Right. You've been warned about me, have you? Yeah, it's fine. No, it's Ghosty you have to watch out for, to be honest.
Oh yeah. Baptism of fire streaming with Ghosty.
Sabalenka hit a decent return there on break point. It wasn't a stunner, but Navarro's backhand into the net means that Sabalenka's gone 3-1 up.
Here we go. We're heading for let's maybe get ahead of ourselves. I say we're heading for a decide. Sabalenka's getting herself a strong foothold in this match.
Calm down, Nick.
I want drama, okay? This is what I'm here for.
We have a very, very relevant tweet to this stream from Scott Barkley of all people. I've sent it to John. John, if you're listening, check your WhatsApp.
What's the commercial status like on the streams that you guys are watching? Because I ended up losing the first 3 game points because of commercials here.
Really?
Interesting.
Okay,
So our commercials are pretty good. They generally come back. They're generally pretty short. We don't miss any action. Although I'm watching the court-specific stream on Now TV, so that means that I can watch whatever court I want, and those streams don't have commercials.
Yeah, same with me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're not allowed to share it because Scott dropped an F-bomb in the tweet, so had to ruin it for himself.
He did.
You know, think of how much clout he could be getting on this stream if it wasn't for his always swearing. Yeah,
he can only blame himself.
I know.
Do you follow Scott Barkley? Just to be clear that we're not like talking about someone that no one knows who this is. I mean, anyone who's on tennis Twitter usually follows Scott Barkley.
Hard not to. He's everywhere.
Mm.
Always got something to say about
Andy Murray.
Andy Murray.
If he's got if he's got nothing to say about anything else, then he talks about Andy Murray again.
I genuinely don't know what he's going to do when Murray stops.
He's going to become a full-time Djokovic fan, and then Djokovic is going to retire, and then he's going to I think he's just going to dedicate his Twitter account to just taking the piss out of Tsitsipas, Zverev, and Ruud.
The lost generation. No, wait, that's Raonic, Dimitrov, and...
No, but yeah. Oh, here he is.
There he is.
The man. With Gael Monfils, actually.
So very relevant.
How is Gael Monfils doing, by the way?
Just on serve at the moment in set 2.
Is Ruud making this more competitive?
No, I mean, no. Your stream is far behind, right?
I mean,
Ruud is serving on my end.
Yeah.
What is the score, chapter? Tell us what's really happening. Not what's in the past.
What the truth?
I thought something was wrong here.
No. Shut it. Jethro's the one that's wrong. We trust you.
What have I done now?
Hey, look.
It's 2-2. It's 2-2. Ruud is serving.
Hey, look. I can't judge you.
30-15.
I can't judge you because I genuinely once tried to commentate on a match I wasn't even watching.
Mm.
Okay, please explain. You have to explain that one.
Little peek behind the curtain. We decided to stream Mannarino versus Draper, that final they had near the end of last year. And John asked me if I could do it, and I said yes, not realizing that Amazon Prime didn't have that particular 250. I'd got the 250s the one way around because I hadn't been watching any of it because I'd been watching the WTA. And so I jump on, and then like 5 minutes before the stream starts, I'm like, oh, wrong 250. So but what happens is we get another commentator on, and I'm just literally pretending I can see what's going on whilst the other person's actually telling me what's happening. Go back and watch that stream if you want to see a car crash. It was brilliant.
Perfect. Let me write it down. Did you say Mannarino?
Mannarino Draper.
Also, shout out to Jane. Jane cares about my interests in the comments.
I care about your interests.
But you know, she brings up buyers. You know, long time no see. Hey Jane, how are you? I was very pleased with Sebastian Baez recently. Although I did say to Mario one day before the draw came out, he better not land in Fritz's section again because that is always an absolute bloodbath. And sure enough, he did and lost 6-2, 6-2. So that was a bit of a shame. But you know, Rio and Santiago back to back. I can't really complain.
Tell you what, since we've kind of introduced it, Akshata, do you have any other favorite players other than Nadal, or is it Nadal and no one else?
It's Nadal. I mean, I really liked Roger Federer, and off late, I don't know why. I think Djokovic has started to grow on me. I never liked him, and if you're a Nadal fan, obviously it's sort of just feels that you're cheating on Nadal if you like Djokovic. but off late, I don't know what has happened. That I don't know. I've just started to root for him. I used to really admire Nick Kyrgios, but because of certain things, that he does off the court and on the court, and because of his anger issues, I just stopped rooting for him. I think he is his biggest enemy himself. Nobody else can actually defeat him on a great day that he's having. But if only he had some more control over his mind, he could have been like great. He's another one who, of course, makes guest appearances in tennis. So.
I really like this guest appearance phrase. This is really good.
Yeah, I've not heard that before. That's a really good way of putting it.
That's actually fantastic.
I think that's the way forward for Andy Murray's career, to be honest. Like, don't retire, just make guest appearances.
It's guest appearances.
Just guest appearance at Wimbledon and Queens every year.
Yeah.
That's what Bjorn Borg tried to do.
I also really... Yeah. I also really liked Naomi Osaka back in the day, but unfortunately, I don't know how the journalists in the UK treated whatever happened to her. But over here, I did not. I came across certain posts and certain articles where people were just very critical of what she was going through. I think now somehow Naomi is also gonna really come back strong, and even Coco is someone whose career I really want to closely follow. I think she's gonna do great.
Yeah, Osaka, the British press weren't too kind to her either when she stopped doing press. When she was boycotting press conferences. The British coverage wasn't too kind to her either, especially when she then skipped Wimbledon. Because of course Wimbledon is the most important tennis tournament in the world. And
according to the British press,
the only tennis tournament in the world, according to the British press.
According to most British fans.
Yes,
any Brit who watches 5 minutes of Wimbledon thinks it's the only tennis event that happens all year.
Yeah, and also thinks they know everything about tennis.
Half my life.
I was so surprised when she announced her pregnancy. That people were assuming that, oh my God, she's being so moody or she's not looking after him, whatever. I mean, I remember there's this Indian journalist who had written a full piece judging her left, right, and center. And I was like, just give it some time. And next day it was announced that she's pregnant. And what face do you show to the public when you write an article like that?
Yeah.
Also, guys, coming back to the game, Monfils, I think, is struggling because he's going through some pain or something. He's not really. There's something wrong with Monfils.
Yeah, so he had break points on the scoreboard earlier.
See, Monfils and Murray are very similar, though. They'll hunch over in pain and then play like the most ridiculous point, like 40 shots. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't believe you anymore. I'm sorry, mate. Like,
I always say that. If I see Monfils sort of limping around, I'm like, oh, here we go. Go on.
Here comes. He's going to win this set 6-0.
Win the match.
Yeah. Oh, Casper. I could hit a better backhand than that. Good Lord.
Well, hopefully Monfils isn't run out of gas, because that would make this match a lot less interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all right, because we've got a lot of interest on Navarro versus Sabalenka. I mean, Kira, how would you sum up how this match has been progressing?
It's hard to tell. I don't think we're seeing the best tennis of either player. I don't know if you agree.
I mean, Sabalenka's best tennis is such a narrow window, though, because any other match she'll play, she'll win despite making a bunch of unforced errors.
That's true. I'd just say we're not seeing that sort of dominance that I've seen when I've watched Sabalenka's matches for the rest of the tournament. Well, apart from Stearns, obviously, but her previous match. Who did she just play? I'm sorry, my mind is completely blank.
Raducanu.
Oh, yes, of course she did. Sorry to Raducanu, but she looked, obviously Raducanu sort of held her own to a point, but I still think Sabalenka looks really in control, and I don't think she looks in control here yet. But obviously, she's 5-2 up, and I'm sure she'll get this set. But I don't think we should count Navarro out yet. I think she still maybe has some more to give in a third.
We've got some contrarian points given. Akshata started the stream by saying that Sabalenka was looking ready to win.
Win.
Yeah.
By the way, Ruud ended up winning that game, so he's leading now the second set 3-2.
Yeah. There was a kind of thing of I made a stupid joke about a song, but anyway.
Yeah, I realized it. Sorry.
I know you were referencing that. I don't know if Kira was aware of it.
Oh no! Oh my gosh, no! That went straight over
Really
my head.
dumb.
Terrible.
It was what I make dumb jokes sometimes.
No,
Like-
I'm usually so on board as well. That was poor from me. I'll do better. That's what I need to improve.
No,
I'll
it's
keep
like
note of that.
way before you got here, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm obviously no one's going to be surprised. I think of the top two seeds, who I think I would be surprised if it wasn't a Swiatek Sabalenka final. Though Navarro could prove us wrong. Great full hand I've just seen from her.
Yeah, it was.
She it's still very likely for a Swiatek Sabalenka final. I still think Swiatek's looking like the stronger player coming through this draw.
Yeah, I am probably biased, but I would agree. Yes, I think Iga looks stronger. What would you say about Coco Gauff having a say about that? I know she's not looked imperious, but I think kind of mentally she's that match where she had to come back. I wonder if she could really kick on from that in this tournament.
Yeah, I watched that one. I mean, it wasn't great the following match against Bronzetti. It wasn't convincing.
It wasn't.
But I'm used to seeing Gauff scrap her way through draws, to be honest. So I think she'll make the semis. What damage she can do from there, I don't know. Like, she's likely to make the semis anyway. So I think Gauff finds a way to win even when she's not playing her best, and that's why she's a champion. So maybe she'll have a say. Maybe she can use her defense to frustrate Sabalenka in a semi-final clash and get through that. I'm not ruling her out. A lot of people. I've been very high on Coco Gauff since she won the US Open, and I came into Indian Wells going, I think she could be a factor here. Her performances in the draw have kind of dampened that a little, but not too much. So I think Gauff is a factor.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, I think she's definitely still a factor. I just think, like you said, the way that she's able to scrap out a win always makes her a threat, because I think even against the most unlikely opponent, you never quite know what she's going to bring, especially on home soil. I think that always makes a difference with Coco specifically, not necessarily with all players, but I think it makes a difference with Coco.
For sure. But I'm guessing, Kira, from obviously your statement there and also the article that you wrote, you're primarily an Iga fan.
I am a big Iga Swiatek fan, yes. But to be honest, if you asked me to start naming players that I'm a fan of, we could be here for a very long time. Yeah, you know, I can watch any match and find someone to root for whatever reason. But yeah, a big Iga Swiatek fan. I also very much love Rafa Nadal as well.
Yes.
We've got that in common.
So many Nadal fans. I'm loving it.
Big Clay truth. I love Clay.
Where is John?
Where is
John? Swap him for me. We can just have a Nadal fest here.
Perfect. Yeah, definitely a Nadal fan. Really enjoy Alcaraz's tennis. Here we go. Nadal fans.
Yes.
Enjoy your falafel.
Oh.
I'm disappointed you didn't get any for us.
Yeah, I could have done with that.
I don't know how you get it to us from wherever it is you are, but
is he still in Brazil? Where is he now?
I have no idea what country he's in anymore.
Yeah.
Germany.
He's back.
That's it. Germany. That's it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. We just thought it'd be funny to let you just say Germany and then leave.
Ciao.
Welcome to chaos. Welcome to chaos and tennis.
It's 3-all in the second set.
There's the tennis.
I think I'm on a German stream. Legal one, obviously. Very legal.
You don't want to be advertising this, do you, Jethro?
No, it's legal. That's
it's legal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would never do something like that.
No, of course not.
No. And nobody's going to watch the bits earlier where you specifically said you were watching an illegal stream either. So
no, I'm just not that kind of guy. You know.
No.
I like to keep things professional.
I tell you what, you're better than that guy we had on an hour ago.
Yeah, I didn't like him.
Sabalenka's 2 points away from the set on my screen. Coming in a rally with Navarro, very nicely struck backhand on the run cross court from Navarro to get her to advantage again. So I think I'm losing pace with the rest of the world because I'm pretty sure I'm losing time compared to everyone else because I've looked at the scoreboard and I can see that we are up to speed. So I'm assuming Navarro gets this point, Kira.
Yes, indeed. She good serve that Sabalenka struggles to return with any length at all. So it sort of just sits up for her just past the net. And Navarro is able to put it away to keep that game. But I imagine Sabalenka is ready to just serve this one out.
I would imagine so as well. And then that's going to lead us to a very interestingly poised deciding set.
Yeah, it will be interesting because I do feel like Sabalenka's got the momentum. She obviously had a bit of a dip in confidence at the beginning of this set, end of first set. That seems to have gone away. So part of you thinks the third set she's just going to sort of come back with the same energy, and Navarro might need to up her game or at least up her energy to sort of match her in the third set, I would say.
She's got to put everything into her defences, a bit like how Coco won that US Open.
Yeah.
She's got the capability for it. Looks like a bit of a battle on this Ruud service game. As we've lost someone. I don't know. Where are you up, Jethro, with your...
I'm in a never-ending Premier League advert is where I am right now. I think I'm going insane.
Oh, right. So you are subscribed to Sky Sports.
I am. No, I am. I've got Sky Go as well. I just had to use, my other very, very legit thing for, the Ruud match. Oh, I know. It's because Bournemouth are playing Luton next, so it's switched over. Okay.
Wait, are they playing now?
Yeah, 7:30.
Yeah.
It's a Premier League, but I genuinely goes to show how much I follow football.
Yeah, it's kind of my job to know this. Otherwise, I would have no idea or interest. But yeah. All right, hold on.
Yeah, this is what happens when you work in the sports industry. One of the reasons why I never went down that route professionally, because I knew I wouldn't be able to just do tennis.
Yeah, I mean it's Cheltenham this week, and I'm like, don't care. I have no interest. I have no interest in horse racing.
Yeah, try going to university in Cheltenham and doing a sports journalism degree.
Oh, fun!
Yeah,
That doesn't sound good.
No, it really isn't. I have escaped back to my home for the week. I am nowhere near Cheltenham.
Is Cheltenham near Coventry?
About an hour.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's not that near, but yeah.
But it's close enough for me to escape for the week.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't see that point, so...
Okay, set point, Sabalenka, 40-15. No, this is set point. We know about the outcome, but let's see how Sabalenka won this set. Sabalenka goes for the serve up the tee. Backhand, Navarro is mishit, and it's out to... She couldn't really control it. Kind of, she had to sort of move around to even get a chance to backhand, by which point it was too late. Sabalenka strides to the chair, and she is at 1 set all. We're going 3, folks.
Very nice.
I was hoping.
What are the chances of us going 3 on Stadium 2, Jethro?
I'm going to say fairly decent, but we are juiced 3-all on Ruud serve, so I will refrain from commenting until the game is over. But Scott has also tweeted saying Gael Monfils beating Casper Ruud in 2024 would just objectively be absolutely hilarious. Punctuated with a full stop at the end as well.
Jethro, are you paying closer attention to the match or Scott's Twitter feed?
No, well, he's just everywhere. I look at the feed once and he's just there again. But
I don't know what it is. I've been unusually savage today. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I'm used to it on here. Some actual analysis. Very nice forehands from Ruud there, especially going cross court into the Monfils backhand, and he has game point now again.
Tell you what, I'll buy you a pint at Wimbledon to make up for it.
Oh, mate, you can't. No one can afford that. Come on.
Probably not. No, not on a Stoke-on-Trent budget. Anyway.
Nice hold there. Serve +1 from Ruud. 4-3. Yeah, so I think we could get a third. I hope we get a third set. I mean, it's one of those matches where I really like Ruud, but Monfils is one of those guys I don't really mind if he beats a player I really like. Apart from that French Open match last year, that was not fair. And also really, really not pleased with tennis in general today after the way team played in the Challenger. So,
I had
he lost. I'm not gonna try pronounce the Challenger name because I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a very long word, not in English. And yeah, have a look. Do your best.
Is this a challenge?
Challenger.
It feels like a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to try it, but you guys are welcome to.
Jane, you can bring your own booze at Wimby. You still have to buy it. And if you're buying it in London, you're kind of in trouble.
If you just get it from like a shop, it's going to be a lot cheaper than in the stadium. On the grounds.
Okay.
I really want them to like have a, because at the US Open they have the honey juices. I want Wimbledon to come up with a really exciting new cocktail. Like Pimm's is great, but they charge like 10 quid for a cup. I'm like, oh, give me something exciting.
Yeah, I'm not going to pay 10 quid for it. I mean, I like Pimm's, but I'm not going to spend that much for it.
No. It just tastes like
it's
lemonade.
on the hill. Come on now.
Yeah, I got a beer last time. I felt wrong, but
yeah, no wonder you'd be far more comfortable at the Aussie Open. Apparently, honey juice is $20.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, we got Jethro's ranking of slams he wants to visit. What's your slam ranking, Kira? Like, what order do you want to visit them?
Obviously, been to Wimbledon. Still like to go again, obviously, but I think probably the Australian next, even though it's harder to get to. I don't know what it is about the Australian Open, but I really vibe with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just got a certain vibe, I think.
It's a really cool tournament. There's just I know what you mean about the vibe. Like you watch it, like the courts are really fast. Like there's been so many cool matches over the years.
Yeah, exactly. I always feel like I remember Australian Open matches really well in my memory. Like there's quite a lot of them. Then I think French and then US again at the bottom, which I feel a bit bad about, and I'd still love to go, obviously, to basically any tennis tournament, but the US Open doesn't kind of capture me in the same way as the other three.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's a very different vibe. I think it's much more kind of a general sports fan kind of vibe. Yeah. Very American. Apparently, Indian Wells is very different. Indian Wells is a bit
I get that feeling.
Somewhere between Wimbledon and somewhere between Wimbledon and the US Open in terms of atmosphere.
I don't know if part of the reason why the US Open doesn't capture me as much as well is because a lot of my memory of watching matches in the US Open is like trying to force myself to stay awake until like 3 a.m. To watch a certain match and then just sort of being like, oh,
Whereas the Australian Open, you wake up and there's a match and you can
Exactly. I much prefer that. Yeah.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time I should have been revising for exams watching the Australian and French Opens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this was probably the year I had the most. I probably missed the most Australian Open tennis this year that I have in a while, just because I was working kind of slightly irregular hours before this year, and then before that I was at uni, so I was just watching loads of it all the time, just not getting any sleep. But yeah, 9 to 5 doesn't really let you do that, which is horrible, really.
Yeah.
They should make an exception 2 weeks every year that you can watch the Australian Open and work whatever hours you want.
I'm trying to get 2 weeks off for Wimbledon. I did that the last 2 years. I am going this year again.
Nice.
Got tickets, which is brilliant.
What day have you got tickets for?
Well, I've actually got to for 2 days because my mum. So we did the LTA ballot. My mum and I both entered. So I went for the first Tuesday, and she went for the first Wednesday, or something like that. So, yeah. So we're going for that. We've got Court 2 tickets both days.
That'd be good.
Yeah. So I don't know if you. I don't know what your plans are.
I haven't heard from them in the ballot yet, so my plans are to, like I did last year, just stalk the returns page for about 4 days straight.
Yeah.
It worked last year, so I'm hopeful. But
yeah, that returns page, you have to be hot on it, don't you?
Mm.
Do you remember Jethro a couple of years ago? Hanya was all over it.
Yeah. She's main. You know, this girl got Taylor Swift tickets. She can accomplish anything when it comes to getting tickets.
Have you got Taylor Swift tickets?
yeah, I have.
Nice.
I'm on it with my tickets. Although no, I got really lucky with the Taylor Swift ones. Actually, I really shouldn't take credit for those, but yeah, if you put your mind to it, that's what I think about Wimbledon as well. But I don't think that's how it works.
Nice.
Yeah, my mum got tickets for me and her for Wimbledon. Middle Sunday as well, which is really cool.
Wow. That's really cool.
And then I'll probably just do the queue up in the week for 1 or 2 days.
I'm debating whether not to do queue again. Like, part of me just wants to do the queue just because.
That Monday was terrible.
Oh, that Monday was bad.
It was raining and we're in the queue for 8 hours. I was literally just sat there like, why have I taken a day off of this?
To be fair, we blame the protesters for that one.
Did you see any tennis?
Yeah, you did.
There you go, Nick. You go.
I got to see Leila Fernandez, and then Zhang Qinwen, and then Stan Wawrinka, and then I got tired and went home. Not home to the hotel.
Yeah, you got in way before me.
That's true. I did.
I got in and I was like, I can't be asked to go to a court right now. So I literally just got a beer and sat on the hill and talked to some random Australians for about an hour. And then I was like, Schwartz was playing on court 7. So I made a beeline to court 7, got a seat right in front of his like coaching team and his girlfriend and stuff. And like our whole corner was like supporting him crazy. That was really fun. And then by the time he finished, it was kind of ready to go home because it was quite late.
Sorry, I've just seen Sabalenka trying to do an overhead that sort of flopped into the net. It's sort of running overhead. She just sticks her hand up like this and doesn't really swing through. It just sort of hits into the net. She wasn't in a great court position for it, but a bit more of a swing on it. But yeah, just ended up in the net. Really not great positioning due to the awkward spot that Navarro put it. It's juice on this opening Sabalenka service game in this opening set.
She's struggling a bit, actually. I didn't expect, to be honest, at the start of the third set, I wasn't expecting her to struggle, but
a little bit of a dip.
Little one.
Ooh, huge hold from Monfils there. That 3-4, by the way, saved 2 break points.
Ooh,
it's
Ruud is really, really frustrated now.
It's 4-4, and
I don't think either of them are playing that well. That's why this match isn't very gripping.
What's actually happening at Teta?
It's 4-4. Ruud is serving and losing this game 0-30. Now 0-40.
We're into a rally here on court 1. And Sabalenka goes way too long and inside that forehand. And Navarro's got the early break in this opening set. And Sabalenka looked like she's wincing.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it was in. So
I haven't seen her wince and sort of hold anything, so I'm not sure what it is, but she definitely didn't look happy then.
No, that little bit concerning for Sabalenka fans. Okay, so bit of drama going on here. We've got potentially Monfils about to break to try and serve for the match, and we've got Navarro break up early in the third. Don't go anywhere. Forehand into the net, Navarro. Not a good
You guys
start.
are watching.
Go on, that Shutter. Go on.
Sorry. Yeah, I was asking, what are your views on ATP finals? Because a friend of mine went for it last season, and I mean the atmosphere was sort of very different, right?
I mean, I really wanted to go when it was in London, but I never really had enough time. And now it's in Italy. I don't really, I don't exactly find myself in Italy in November, so I would have to like really make the trip for it. And I'm just not. I'm not that big into the indoor hard courts myself.
No.
So
I'm the same. Indoor stuff doesn't necessarily normally grab me and make me think, oh, I'd really like to go there.
Yeah, and if you go, you're likely to see Zverev, and I never ever want to be watching him live. So
no, that will.
I'll give that a miss.
I will never be doing that. Funny enough.
Yeah,
That makes sense. That makes sense.
You're this is all about clay court tennis right here, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Love 40, by the way. Sabalenka's seems to fix the problem, although maybe Navarro's kind of dipped a bit. I'm not sure. But we're at love 40 on my screen, and Navarro's got a second serve here. Going to be going. Tries to go out wide. Sabalenka goes too big on the backhand. First break.
There's this question popping up for me. If I could, I'd go to Australian Open for sure. I think that's my favorite slam. So Australian Open all the way.
Good choice.
Good, very good pick.
Yeah, I think that's a very popular choice.
Do you guys remember the first game that you ever watched? Like the first tennis match that you watched and got you into the sport?
Oh my gosh.
No.
So long ago. I actually can't.
This is such a good question.
Sabalenka's managed to force a break back here, so it's 2-1 on serve. Tennis has been on in the house since I was small. Like my parents have a story of they set up a tennis court, like a makeshift tennis court on the back patio of where we lived when I was a baby. And they set me up in my high chair in the middle of the court like an umpire and then just hit a ball back and forth. So I've grown up in a bit of a tennis household. My mum more than my dad. But yeah, so tennis has always been on. So I think I remember being 6 or 7 years old, and I knew the only tennis players I could remember the names of were Pete Sampras, Tim Henman, and Greg Rosetsky, and Venus Williams. So showing my age. But
good choices though.
They were the only ones I could remember. But I think the first tennis match I probably tried to sit through was probably the 2007 Federer and Nadal final at Wimbledon. That's when I really went, yeah, I really want to commit to watching the sport.
So I have like a core memory of Nadal winning the 2008 Wimbledon final. But I know I was watching tennis way before that because I really liked Leighton Hewitt and James Blake as well as Nadal. So I genuinely can't remember when I first started watching. But, it was a long time ago. So,
I mean, Terry remembers watching Agassi in Wimbledon 1992 by the look of it. So
that's cool.
They're in the 30s for Ghosty.
Yeah, I don't remember that, sadly.
What about you, Kira?
My parents have always been Wimbledon watchers, but very much just Wimbledon watchers. So always grew up with like Wimbledon on. I can't really pinpoint my first match then, but the one that I can really remember, I think, is, and Scott would probably like this, but it's Andy Murray. And I think it was when he won his first Olympics. That would have been 2012, right?
Yeah, 2012.
Yeah, I think that I would have been 10, and I think that was I remember that really vividly, him winning the Olympics. But I didn't properly get into tennis until lockdown, actually, weirdly, like full on watch every tournament, can't keep me away. And that was when I watched, again, I can't believe it now, but Tsitsipas in the 2021 French Open, when he really was very good.
We have another recovering Tsitsipas fan on the stream. On the team.
Actually, we actually had a massive debate about. Well, I didn't. I was reading it on the group chat. John is very convinced that Tsitsipas has been crap since that final that he lost to Djokovic in Paris.
Yeah, agreed.
And some people are kind of being a bit more.
He's too distracted.
Yeah. I don't think I've never seen him play tennis like I did then, because I watched him then and I was like, oh wow, this guy's really got something.
He was really amazing back then.
He was.
Yeah, I don't know. I just watch him these days and I don't get the same exuberance and energy that he used to come on court with. He just, yeah. I've blamed his dad most of his career, but I don't know. Maybe it's, I don't know.
Akshata, what do you think's been distracting him? You said he's been so distracted.
No, I mean, you remember that one important match that he won, and after that he was promoting his YouTube channel because that was also on his mind, right? I was like, why are you promoting your YouTube channel? And all of a sudden, the views on the YouTube channel and subscriber on it had gone just up, right? And I remember that phase where even I was like, Tsitsipas is going to be the next big thing. He's the Greek god. He's going to be a brand favorite. Endorsements are just going to line up for him. And then I could just feel that every other thing distracts him. He puts more focus on his YouTube channel or on other things that he wants to show in the public domain, which is okay. It's his personal life. But it just shows that you're not, the kind of focus that an athlete needs to have that kind of a success, like what that GOAT mentality, he clearly does not have it. And I think being a successful tennis player is not a priority for him also, which is okay, which is completely all right. Like, it just feels that it's a part of his life rather than it being the goal of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a great point.
I think that's a really good way of putting it, to be fair.
So yeah, maybe we'll see what happens. Oh, I think Navarro's going to get a break. Yeah, inside out forehand. Sabalenka can't do anything about it. Navarro's got a break again. 3-1.
This is quite exciting. I've been very distracted, but when I've looked, it's quite exciting.
Mm.
Yeah, I've been trying to watch a little bit more of what's going on, but yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Navarro here. Is this your first time really watching a Navarro match, Kira?
It is, yeah. I'm ashamed to say. I've obviously followed what she's been doing this year, which has been so impressive, but just out of chance, really, I haven't actually sat down and watched her play properly. I've seen some highlights, but not properly. Did you say it's the same for you?
Same for me, yeah. Like, I'll join you in the corner of shame. I've also, this is the first full match of hers I've actually properly watched. No, I tell a lie. I think I did watch a match of hers at the Australian Open, but that was the one that she lost. I forgot who that was to. But yeah, I think I said to people, like, this is the first time whenever I've tried to catch it, it's always been matches she ends up losing and not seeing her best.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, that's the same with me, but with Pegula. I don't think I've ever watched a match where Jessie Pegula has won, ever.
Oh, so you're the problem.
Yeah, definitely. I am. I've stopped watching her now, try and help her out a bit.
No, she's gotten worse since.
Yeah, she's not doing so good at the moment.
No.
Yeah, maybe worse is the wrong. We'll see how she does.
6-5.
This is a tight second set, isn't it? In Ruud.
Yeah.
It's tough to call. I think either of them are capable of playing better, meaning that it's close, but it's not. I guess the game styles quite conflicting. Ruud's very head down, big heavy forehands,
That's a
and
nice
Monfils doesn't really play by those rules. So it feels like a very stop-start match at the moment. But Ruud seems to have found his forehand here. A couple of nice winners to start the game. I don't think I've ever done a stream with John, and this photo has not come up on the screen. And he knows I like it because Steph's wearing a rugby shirt. So
Yeah, why is he wearing a rugby shirt?
I have no idea.
There's no way that man has ever watched it. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but
No, I agree. There's no way.
you think he's ever watched a game of rugby?
I reckon he Googled who's the statistically best team of all time, saw it was the All Blacks, and was like, okay,
He's like, yeah, that'd be cool. I'll put that on my shirt.
Sabalenka's not looking happy here at the minute. At all.
Is she feeling an injury, or is she just annoyed?
No, she's just sulky.
Sulky. Very
understandable.
Like, I haven't seen her wincing or anything since.
No, I think that might have just been like a wincer. Oh gosh, that was bad. No. But
Navarro's put a backhand into the net trying to clear this game. Pressure getting to her a little bit.
yeah, she's struggling definitely when she gets that lead. I think she's just struggling to.
Yeah, she was fortunate she broke late in the first set because she could kind of just get the consolidation to get the job done. But yeah.
I think it helped her, yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, Sabalenka's run down that drop shot. Back to juice. There's definitely Sabalenka fans in the audience because someone's just got up to applaud her. That, or someone was getting up to cheer for Navarro and then realised she lost the point.
Which would be more embarrassing. So let's go with there is Sabalenka.
Well, I'm really behind on this. I think on the.
Well, I think we're about to. Okay, well, Jethro, you can update it.
No, because I can see the score. We've gone to a tie break, but the Monfils service game hasn't even started yet for me. So
Maybe it's a
it's just really slow camera shot panning around in Indian Wells. I'm like, come on.
Show the match. Let's go. Okay, so critical moment in there for Ruud versus Monfils. Deuce here on Stadium 1 between Navarro and Sabalenka. Short second serve that Sabalenka attacks. Great. Navarro gets a forehand to it, but puts it long, and now Sabalenka's break back point. So this could be a messy set. A break fest. Ghost saying he can't root for Navarro. Is she another rich girl that you just can't get behind?
Yeah. It would seem as though.
Similar issue to Pegula. Slice from Sabalenka, cross-court Navarro, cross-court Sabalenka, the forehand looped from Navarro, backhand Navarro, cross-court to the backhand of Sabalenka, backhand Navarro. This is break point, by the way. Backhand Sabalenka is wide, and Sabalenka has hands on hips, tongue-in-cheek, looking very annoyed. Deuce. I have to say, I don't know how much of a design flaw this is with that, because that color on the Nike dress is stunning, but they do tend to have like these big sweat patches right in the middle on both sides.
The other day with Yannick Sinner's hat, I've never seen someone's hat have such obvious sweat patches, and that's the Nike as well. So
I think Nike have just given up on tennis. They got rid of so many of their players.
They lost Taylor Fritz to Hugo Boss, and they were like,
yeah.
"Why didn't he bother anymore?"
Yeah, I mean, it's a good move for Fritz as well.
Breaking point.
Fritz obviously was their main guy.
Is he playing tonight?
It should
Yeah,
be.
he is.
Oh, Runa, very nice.
Yeah. I think
Yanko's
going to be doing that one.
Nice one.
I think Gary on Twitter, I don't know if you I don't know if Gary follows you, he's like big Fritz fan. And we would talk. I put a post up about like he was talking about like staying up late, and yeah, he's going to be losing sleep tonight over watching Fritz. He's a British Taylor Fritz fan.
Oh wow,
love that.
I've not met one of those before.
Yeah, that's Vogue. I love that. It's like we've got Peter, who's American, who backs the Brits more than any other Brit I know combined. Like he's obsessed. You know, when Henry Searle won Junior Wimbledon last year, he's like, "Oh, our boy Henry." I'm like, "What?
You're from Texas."
Casper Ruud's forehand is firing, by the way. I'm just stepping in because Akshata, her throat is pretty bad. So I just thought I'd step in and join Jethro, although I think I might be slightly ahead of Jethro, considering Jethro is still watching last year's Indian Wells tournament.
Yeah, I'm actually watching qualifying from last year's Indian Wells. These guys are good.
He's a year and a week behind. He's not just a year behind, he's a year and 1 week. 53 weeks out.
I mean, for qualifiers, these guys are really good, to be honest. I hope one of them gets a lucky loser spot.
There's a young guy called...
guy going to go anywhere.
What about this guy called Marajan? I've got my thoughts on him maybe having a good run at Rome, maybe. Marajan, yeah.
Oh, I don't know, John. If he comes up against like Alcaraz,
Alcaraz has got no chance at Rome, right? Yeah. But other than Alcaraz,
this is actually my first time in real time seeing the new score graphic for the.
I'm not a big fan. I don't think it's necessary. It just
I don't know
think
what
it's
it
quite
adds.
cool.
No, it doesn't add anything.
I think it's just a bit of silly fun, you know, and I'm all for
And it gets even more confusing when it goes beyond 7 because actually you lose the first 3 or 4 points. If it gets to like 10 all, it just shows you the last 14 points, and it just doesn't make sense.
That was really nice forehanding from Ruud. Yes, I said forehanding.
The forehand is forehanding on Stadium 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
I do. He has got just such a beautiful forehand when it's.
I don't get this dislike from Scott for Casper Ruud. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I get it if you prefer other players, or you know, he's not someone who you'd like to watch. But generally, I've got far too many things to do in my life than go on Twitter and throw shade on Casper Ruud.
I have a feeling it's something to do with the fact because I was not big on Ruud until he reached the French Open final in 2022. I was in a similar position to Scott, and it was more based on the results of like everyone was hyping this guy up to be a potential next French Open champion, and I was like, but he struggled to win more than a 250, and always seems to have trouble when he runs into a top player at a 1000, even a clay.
That's different, though.
And then
that's evaluating. That's evaluating whether you think he's going to win a Grand Slam and disagreeing. I mean, like for example, I'll give you an example. I don't think Coco Gauff's really in the conversation right now amongst the big 3 players, but I know you do, and we can debate that until the cows come home. I don't know if people say that in other parts of the world, but I know in the UK we talk about it. But I'm not going on Twitter to throw shade on her because I'm talking about whether I think she's going to be winning Indian Wells or whether she's going to win the French Open. But I don't know. I don't. She's a super nice 20-year-old. I should say now, just turned 20, and. Yeah. Casper Ruud comes. It's not like Casper Ruud is diving into the audience and punching people. By the way, if he did, I think Scott would like him actually.
Yeah,
I'll turn it around.
Yeah, Scott loves a toxic man. Honestly,
let Casper Ruud unleash his inner Viking, go and pillage the audience.
That's what he's missing. Yeah.
I like this graphic. I think it's cool.
And just quickly, that drop shot for Monfils didn't really work. But to be fair, Casper Ruud not only chased it down, he paid it back with interest.
Oh, yeah, he is absolutely unleashing on the forehand now. I mean, you're probably like a minute ahead of me, but
yeah, because that's a backhand actually, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he's just
it's fine. Well, I was watching a forehand.
Yeah, you're watching the previous point. You're probably watching the
yeah, I was.
What about Sabalenka? She's in big trouble, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it's not an amazing performance from her, it has to be said. Go on, Kira, if you want to have any insights on this.
I just think she looks sort of lackluster. You know, sometimes you think, oh, that was a brilliant point from Sabalenka, and you think, oh, maybe she'll use that, and then she never seems to use it. It's just sort of, okay, yeah, I'll try and get another one, but I don't think she's not trying to gain any momentum. She's just sort of, I think she looks really flat today.
She has kind of all tournament. I don't know how to evaluate the Raducanu match. I know Nick saw it, and I think you thought it was quite a high level from both players. But the thing I would say about Sabalenka compared to Iga is, I almost think we know what we're going to get with Iga right now. We go into a tournament where Iga traditionally does well, and she does well. Now, well could mean the semi-finals, the final, or win it. When she goes into a tournament where she doesn't traditionally do well, she doesn't do well. I'm thinking Australian Open, I'm thinking Wimbledon, etc., and a few others across the tour. She's sort of, I almost feel as though when she's in with a shout, she proves that she's in with a shout, and sometimes beyond that with bagels and breadsticks. With Sabalenka, I don't always know. A bit like Rybakina, apart from the slams. Sabalenka in the slams, it seems like, we know she's going to get to the semis and beyond. But away from the slams, I just never quite know.
I agree with that assessment. Yeah. I'm totally on board with that. Yeah, you never fully know where she's going to be at, apart from she wants to be there for the big stage, and the biggest titles. Maybe kind of a bit of a reset.
Dumped a backhand into the net, and so Scott Barkley's best buddy Casper Ruud has leveled things up.
We might be about to, Navarro's having another battling service game. And this is the thing, Sabalenka's been in every Navarro service game, apart from one or two, but that she's been in the mix with chances to put the pressure on and break in most of Navarro's service games. And the fact that she hasn't does suggest that she's having an off day. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say that the Raducanu Sabalenka match was super high level. I think Jerome and I were super excited about the level Emma brought to it.
She had chances, Emma. One break point conversion from 10. Go on, Jethro.
I was thinking about Raducanu. Do you see her beating the likes of Sabalenka in the future? I know she's still coming back to full confidence and sort of match practice, but can you see her beating a Sabalenka or Świątek? I could see her beating Rybakina. If Rybakina has an off day, I could totally see Raducanu beating her.
Chiara?
I can't really picture her at the moment. I don't think that doesn't necessarily mean never, but I find it really hard to see her walking out against Iga or Sabalenka really at the moment and getting a win.
Mm-hmm.
Even if she took a set, I just don't see her closing that one out really.
I agree with Kira. I do think I think Sabalenka's played better against Emma than she's playing today. Against this other Emma, but American Emma. As we go, really nice rally going on here, which I'm getting distracted by. But Emma Navarro's gone long its juice. I think if Sabalenka had played like this against Emma Raducanu, it would have gone 3 and it would have been a contest. And I think Raducanu would have had a chance of winning it. Mm-hmm. So I think it does rely on Sabalenka having an off day. Raducanu, could be eager at Wimbledon.
I was just about to say, I really want to see Iga v Emma at Wimbledon. That would be so fun. That would be so fun.
But I agree. I think in most matchups as they are right now, Emma is at a disadvantage.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But she can turn it around. She's talented enough, and we know how good her A game can be. This is a mad point, by the way. We've got drop shots.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Emma Navarro, we've got Sabalenka running behind, goes wide with the backhand attempted pass, but that was bonkers, absolutely bonkers.
Did you see another little wince from Sabalenka after that point?
He did actually, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I saw another little.
They were literally running up and down the court. I'm hoping there's a highlight reel of this because there was shots hitting the baseline, Navarro picking it up, and Navarro using immense speed to get around. That was a really good point from her. Drop shots, lobs galore. Right, let's see if Navarro can close this one out.
Gorgeous backhand. Sorry, I know you're behind, but that's a gorgeous backhand. I can't help
backhand return from Sabalenka winner?
No.
Oh, interesting. That was my guess. So let's see what we've got. So backhand from Sabalenka cross court, backhand up the line from Navarro. That's the gorgeous backhand Kira was talking about.
That's the gorgeous backhand. That was very good. Under pressure as well, I think. She's holding up really well.
1 game away from the biggest win of her career, Emma Navarro.
It would back up what's been such an impressive start to 2024. A name I really wasn't very familiar with before this year, if I'm being honest, which might be on me. But obviously I'd heard the name, but I wasn't super familiar with her. But I feel like this would, obviously I didn't expect it, but it would make sense with the year she's having if she is able to get this done. It would be a real statement.
I've been seeing noise about her for a bit. Obviously seeing her name and results, but obviously the tournament she was having success in were just really, really small tournaments.
Exactly. So like knew of her, but hadn't really seen her.
And then, yeah, as I said, Australian Open, we came around and went, wait, hang on a minute. What? She's seeded?
Who are the dangers, therefore, for Iga, really, if Sabalenka was to crash out?
I need to have a draw.
Coco? I mean, I'm not necessarily saying on her half of the draw or otherwise, but I guess now Coco does come into the conversation.
Coco would be her biggest rival left. This is a court where both of them are strong, but then we've seen it before where it's a court where that both suits their strengths. Iga's had the advantage, and I'm not convinced. Coco is not playing in the same level as she was playing in Cincinnati last year when she beat Iga. And I think Coco has to have a really... Coco could have the match of her life and beat Iga. Fully believe that. But that's the only scenario I can see it happening at Indian Wells.
The only little thing I'll put in for Coco, not that I wouldn't, if it was a Coco Iga final, I would back Iga, but the little thing I'll put in for Coco is I think in a final, it changes things. If it was an Iga Coco semi-final, I would think Iga probably walks it, actually. But if I'm right, they'd meet each other in the final, right?
That's right, yeah.
And I think that does... I still think Iga takes it, but I think it tips it to make it a more interesting match. I think it changes it when it's in a final. I think Coco brings more to a big game than she would do.
Yeah, I'm looking at the rest of the players left, and I think the only somewhat exciting final would be Iga against Coco. If Iga gets the final, that is, obviously.
We might have to pick this back up in a minute because I've got love 30 in this Sabalenka service game. Navarro is 2 points away from winning this match.
Ooh.
This is big. Sean was saying both AO finalists, Arena and Chin Wen, not playing well. Yeah, possibly unusual for Indian Wells in the current trends, but let's see how it goes. Sabalenka serving out wide, misses the serve. Second serve for the Belarusian. Gets ready, moves into the second serve motion. So much improved. Navarro scrambles it because that second serve hit the line, and it was too good for Navarro to pick up. It's 15-30. Absolutely brilliant. I'm getting people messaging me about this match. 15-30. Sabalenka serving down the tee, misses. So another second serve for Navarro to look at. Can Sabalenka extend this match by just a little bit and keep the pressure on this American who's not been in this position against a top player before? Backhand and cross court from Navarro. Sabalenka tries to go back behind with her own backhand, but goes over the baseline, winces again, and it's 15-40. Navarro has 2 match points.
That was the biggest win so far as well. And I think she clutched what I don't have a sports science degree, but I think it's a hamstring.
That's not a good thing to hurt if you're playing any kind of sport. Match points.
Speaking of injuries, I think Monfils has called for the trainer.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that, yeah.
Oh, no. That'd be a real shame in that match.
Yeah.
Second serve, Sabalenka at match point down. Backhand in play from Navarro, and then tries to come in behind it, but was in no man's land as Sabalenka sends a backhand up the line, and it's 30-40. First match point saved. Does Sabalenka have the ability to push through this pain barrier and mount a comeback? Match point, Arena for Emma Navarro. 30-40. Sabalenka serves out wide. First serve in. Great return from Navarro. Lands just about in. Backhand cross court from Navarro. Backhand from Sabalenka. Forehand Navarro inside out. Just clips line. Sabalenka scrambling that one out. And Emma Navarro is through to the Indian Wells quarterfinals. Arina Sabalenka is out. Wow.
Wow.
That was really impressive, actually.
Biggest shock of the women's draw. Not the shock of the tournament. That's still Djokovic. But the biggest shock of the women's draw.
It is draw, definitely.
What a performance from Navarro. She took it to Sabalenka as much as she could. That was a really solid performance from her. Didn't do much wrong.
Not taking anything away from Navarro, because I was really impressed with her tonight. I do think there's something not right with Sabalenka. She's winced again as she's walking off court there, even just walking. So it'd be interesting to see if anything comes out there. Might be wrong, but there's something that doesn't look right.
And of course, with that, the first question that's going to get asked is she going to be fit for Miami?
Yeah.
Miami will suit her as well.
Yeah, it's not as fast as it used to be, but it is quicker. Yeah, and then if depending on how fit Rybakina is. No, actually, Rybakina is going to be behind. So yeah, if Sabalenka didn't play, Iga and Coco would be the top 2 seeds.
Have we got a timeline on Rybakina?
Rybakina said nothing other than she wasn't feeling well and pulled out.
We've got a break point here for Monfils, despite that, what appeared to be a corner for the trainer. A break point to go 2-love up, but don't hit it towards Casper's forehand. But that's very difficult when he leaves such a huge amount of the court to hit it to his forehand. And then basically says, look, you can't hit my backhand from there. But he's found the backhand now. Now it's a slightly more favourable rally. Drop shot from Monfils. He was up in the rally, I felt, as I said. And we're back to juice.
Here we go.
Trihiri asking where I am. I'm in Bonn in Germany. Not so
where he always is.
No, I did have 3 weeks in South America.
That's true.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
I thought you were there for ages.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nardi, I would need Damien's input on this, but when I first saw him back in it was like Gijon or something, like late 2022. I thought he was about 5'9", 5'10". I was like, a slightly smaller player. I like the look of him. He looks really good. And then I come to find out yesterday that he's 6'1". I was like, did he grow? Has he had a massive growth spurt really late on? Or was I just wrong? I can't really remember.
Is that something you're hoping for, Jethro?
Well, I mean, I just don't want my whole life to have been a lie, I need to ask Damien. Damien will know. Damien will be like, yes, he actually grew 3 inches between August and January.
Fully expect that. Shwama, Mukova's absence is a big loss for the WTA. I really miss her and her variety, and I hope she gets well soon because I think she injects one of the many needed sort of banana skins into a draw for pretty much any player. Actually, she's a threat to anyone.
I wonder what you're going to say then, Nick, when you said, and she injects. I was like, oh, God, here we go. We're going to get some lawsuits now.
Please. If I'm going to bring a lawsuit onto this channel, it's not going to be about Karolina Muchova.
And it won't be you. It'll be someone far more controversial, that's for sure. Anyway, Casper Ruud has held. So chink of light that was there for Monfils is no longer.
I'm having a look at the draw for women's draw as we were talking about earlier. I mean, Iga's got Wozniacki in the quarterfinals. I'm expecting Iga to overwhelm Wozniacki, depending on how good her defense is, the Dane's defense is. Then she's got either Potapova or Kostyuk in the semis. Could be tricky. They're both big hitter players, but they both have a tendency to misfire. More like an Alexandrova than an Ostapenko. I could see them maybe irritating Iga for a set, but Iga coming through that match.
I'm go on, Nick.
The rest of them are like players that Iga's got an edge over head-to-head wise, game-wise. The only threat
edge is being an understatement, I think.
Goff, obviously, that 9-1 head-to-head. That one was very good from Goff, though.
9-1 against Goff. What is it against Zachary? It's probably like 6-1 or something. Or 6.
Zachary's 2-3 in favour of Zachary.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Zachary's one of 3 players that got an advantage head over Iga.
Okay. My bad.
But Iga's won the last 2 times they played,
including in Indian Wells
2 years ago.
Yeah.
They clearly.
I know the
Kind
Swiatek
of
fan base finds that. Was it the French Open semi-final that Zachary beat her in?
Oh yeah.
I know that's probably their one of their toughest losses, which I understand. That is really rough, especially as the champion.
The WTA finals that
Kind
year
of
as well.
a charmed life is Maria Sakkari living, that somehow she's still inside the top 10, and somehow she's managed to avoid playing Iga Swiatek for like most of the last 4 years. And I know you say they played each other 5 times, but compared to say Coco Gauff, that isn't much. And Coco Gauff is going much deeper in slams.
Yeah.
Now, Sakkari keeps running into Sabalenka. That's who she keeps running into. When she's having a good week and she's competing, it's Sabalenka she runs into.
Oh, what a backhand volley, Casper Ruud. Wow. That was...
Well, I look forward to that in 5 hours.
Yeah. I've got Monfils putting away a forehand for 30-all volley.
Okay, yeah, you're ahead of me, yeah.
I've got another wide-angled shot of Indian Wells and the desert.
It's not beautiful, though, to be fair.
Oh, no, it's stunning.
Yeah, I just seen that lovely forehand from Monfils. So I'm just looking here. So Parry against Sakkari. I guess Sakkari's a very warm favourite in that encounter. Goff, I would say, has the edge over Mertens.
Well, Mertens can be quite tricky.
Yeah, that's why I went edge. I had to think of an adjective to describe the
That's
encounter.
fair. Yeah, it's going to be close, but Goff should edge it. Yeah, I agree with that.
She played very well against Osaka, I thought, Mertens.
Oh, well.
Game plan wise. I was impressed.
I was a bit worried about her serving it out. I think it went to a couple of juices and there may have been a break point in there as well. And I could just see the tide turning in that. And also, Mertens was a double break up in the first set, 3-love double break. And of course, as soon as Osaka, I think, got to 4-3 because she got the break back and then was, serve up. I thought, well, this is done now, not just the first set, but the match. So I was really surprised when Mertens managed to gather her composure.
Oh, I've just seen that point. I've just seen that point, John. That's unbelievable. That whole point was amazing.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I thought you might have been watching the 40-30 point that I've just seen, which is another.
Yeah, no.
He does a nice little half volley at the net here, right?
Yeah, that one was really nice. I've seen that one as well.
Yeah,
that's a stupidly good volley.
I think Kira's ahead of all of us.
Yeah, we're all at slightly different stages. I mean, I think slightly is the word between Nick, Kiara, and I. Chasm maybe is a word I would use.
Just down in the doldrums. So.
But you're loving those wide shots of Indian Wells, though.
Oh yeah, can't get enough pictures of the desert on my screen.
Monfils just went big on the forehand, and it was too big and wide, so we've got the break for Casper Ruud.
Actually, it was a put away smash. It's 30-all, John. don't know what you're watching, mate.
Sorry, I must be watching a different match. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, my apologies.
Clearly. Speaking of different match, Kasatkina and Mertens and Goff are actually on court now. Mertens and Goff are on court.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to watch this match with you guys, though. Ruud Monfils.
Do it.
Yeah, we're all going to watch one match for once.
At completely different times, but the same match. It's nice.
Yeah, 190. Yeah, but there's also plenty of time for her to turn it around. Not that I necessarily want her to, but I think there's opportunities for Goff to grow and challenge throughout their career. Those two are going to be fighting each other for another 10 years at least.
The neutral inside me, and this is a neutral perspective, because I predicted Iga to win the tournament, so there's always an element of I want my prediction to come true. But that aside, I think really for me as a neutral observer, I probably need Iga to go out, because otherwise it could be like an Iga without dropping a set title, I think.
Oh, bring it on.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly what I want.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I don't think you're going to have too many palpitations on Ruud. I mean, Kostyuk, yeah, she
The way she's
can
been playing, maybe.
She can be a bit of an
it's the hyper aggressive player. I think you've got to be concerned about. That's why I'm not thinking about Kazakina, Wozniacki, Goff. Pardon?
Potapova?
Yeah, Potapova definitely. Yeah, so that's an interesting match. Maybe even the most interesting of
I was going to say, who do we think wins there? Because I saw Potapova's match and I was really impressed with her against Paolini. I thought she was excellent.
Okay.
Obviously not in the second set, but I'm just
yeah.
weird.
Her peak level is really, really good. It just depends how often she brings it.
Yeah.
Potapova, friend of the show, Nick?
Yes, I did do an interview with her in Birmingham last year.
Colourful language. I mean, not F-bomb levels, but colourful language about how she was doing.
I mean, look, I didn't know whether you put it on the stream, put it up, but you did.
I did, and not only used that, I used the colourful language in the thumbnail and the title and everywhere.
Yes,
basically.
that's right. Actually, I need to go and plug some of those again because obviously Birmingham tickets are now on sale, and apparently that tournament is not doing well.
Oh,
really?
Yes. So apparently, I saw. So this BBC article came out saying that the LTA are looking at reorganising the grass court season. So the due to licenses, they're going to downgrade Eastbourne from a 500 to 250. Put in a WTA event at Queen's Club the week before the men's event, the week after the French Open, and make it a 500. And then, but of course, they can only have a certain number of tournaments per year, which means if they bring in this Queen's Club event, they have to drop either Nottingham or Birmingham. Nottingham is during the week they want to put it, but Birmingham apparently has struggled to break even.
Okay.
All right.
As an event. So it could be that they scrap Birmingham and move Nottingham into its spot. Or they continue to do it, but that's on them. This is all like what BBC reported last week. So I would be sad because I really like the tournament in Birmingham. I really want to. I have never been able to get to Nottingham. It's always clashed with something else that I like, a social engagement. But yeah.
I managed to get tickets to Nottingham and Birmingham actually the last week, so that'll be my first time at both. So I'm looking forward to them.
Well, at some point we've got to apply for press passes. I'm going to try and get into Birmingham again on press, so that could be good.
Hold on, the Tennis TV have tweeted that amazing point, so I'm quoting it and saying everyone go tag Scott. He can go see his idol playing a phenomenal point on repeat.
Well, tell you what, his idol's not looking too good at the minute because he's at 30 all on my screen, so he needs to try and consolidate this.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want him to lose. Big between that.
I can tell you as soon as he's won this consolidated if you want.
Thank you.
Get it early.
Ruud's at game point now, so Kira can update us.
Second serve.
Not a great start.
Kira, little old school or a little tip from me is I just look at random things in the background when I don't know what to say. I'll just go like 2 hours 4 minutes on the clock.
But I'll use that definitely. 2 hours 5 minutes on the clock on mine.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. 1 hour 57 on Jethro's.
But Casper on serve +1 has just consolidated his break. So
wonderful. Nice. Right.
You'll see that in 20 minutes, Jethro. What was I going to say? Oh, another one is 3:15 local time, because you often see it when they're bouncing the ball, and you don't want to just say it's bouncing the ball because it's a bit too much. But if you
he
say
was bouncing that ball for a very long time as well, I was like, come on.
Yeah, it's 1:15 local time actually. I see. I'll just go on 1:15. But you often see those two facts in the background. You'll see stuff like service speed, and you'll often see the clock, and you'll often see you see both clocks. Sun is beating down. It's another go-to.
Just find random things to fill. John's much better at filling than I am. Sometimes I forget to do that.
Well, that's good because it means you're actually saying something purposeful. I mean, who cares if the sun is beating down? We know the tennis is happening, right? Who cares if it's 3:15 local time, if it's 3 in the morning where you are or whatever? And what's the other one? Oh, yeah, 2 hours, 4 minutes on the clock. Doesn't really mean anything. I mean, yeah.
Ruud was trying to move Monfils around, and Monfils uses exceptional movement to get himself to a good position, but puts the overhead into the net. Love 15. So hopefully this is not about to all fall apart for Gal Monfils.
Did the trainer come?
Nope. I didn't go as big as Jethro on that. I was tempted to when I saw it, but I was just like, he was doing it at One Love. There was a chat between the umpire, Leani, and someone who I presume to be the trainer, particularly as there was sort of some engagement between Monfils and, oh, that's a horrible smash. Between Monfils and Leani. So I'm always wary at One Love because things can change in 5 minutes and no longer the trainer is required, you know?
Yeah.
Monfils doing the Murray hunch. Just clutching a knee and then adjusting his shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know we were talking a little bit about realism, but like I do want him to keep fighting if he can and try and see if he can pull this off. Puts that volley away. 15-30, but yeah, I would like to see Monfils still do something. You know, I mean, Jethro knows all about watching Monfils somehow escape from being down in a match, but we don't need to go into that.
I actually wasn't watching. I was following it on my phone.
Against Baez, you mean last year?
No, we're not. Yeah, it was that. I was just following the score, and I was me and Mario were just, crying over text to each other, just like, oh, hate the crowd. It was like 15,001 against Baez. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Break points for Ruud for double break.
I mean, I agreed with all of you earlier when it was like there's just too many barriers in the way for Monfils, as in Sinner and Alcaraz. You need both of them to be off. You could throw in Medvedev to some extent, and certainly Djokovic, of course, although he's no longer in this tournament. But the other thing is his body. So I mean, even 3 sets, back to back, getting to the sort of potentially the quarters, although here we're in the 4th round, I think. It's another aspect. Hey, Carlos. Not Alcaraz, by the way. The more famous Carlos Navarro. Carlos, the magician he is on Twitter.
No relation to Emma.
No relation to Emma, and nothing to do with the other Carlos, who's a reasonably good tennis player.
Or Carlos Suarez Navarro.
There's a Carlos. Oh yeah,
Carlos
right.
Navarro.
Yeah.
Throwing that nostalgic WTA name out there.
I think we're done on Carlos's name now, aren't we? I mean,
a little bit.
Give me a few minutes. Let me think of some more.
There'll be some footballers out there for sure. I mean, his nickname.
There's a footballer called Carlos Alcaraz, so that's another one.
Yeah, but I think we're really stretching it now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just going to go for people called Carlos.
Yeah.
There was a Colombian terrorist in the 70s called Carlos the Jackal. Ghosting.
Carlos Navarro, it is good to see you, and you are our favorite Carlos. Monfils has actually saved those break points and held serve 2-3. He's still in this. He still believes.
He's always still in it, though. I've never seen a match where I've thought, oh, he's completely out of this. I think he's always got something ridiculous in him somewhere.
Not even the French Open against Baez. Probably didn't see that one.
No, I think I was following it on my phone. That was bad enough.
Yeah.
Everyone
said. Well, couldn't have put it better myself.
By the way, people can. You are more than willing to give as good as you get. If you want to mention the 2019 Wimbledon final, it will break my heart a little bit. But if you want to come back at me with that, that's fine.
I would never do that to a Federer fan. See, I've been a Baez fan since well before he broke through, but it's not like it's been years and years of following like that's been with my other favorites.
But
But he's going to replace them at the top when all my three go.
Credit to you, Jethro, for not being a glory hunter like Kieran and me.
On this court, by the way, is Nardi against Tommy Paul next, right? On the same court as Monfils, I think. And
I think so.
Good.
I'll get the schedule up.
Because we've got that one on the channel as well, and I was just thinking if that's on a different court when it started 20 minutes ago, then yeah, but that's cool. That makes sense.
Who's doing that one? Let me guess. Damien.
No, Damien's not. Damien's doing Dimitri. Damien's not. It sounded quite sinister, didn't it? Damien's not. He's having a 3-day ban because of talking about, I don't know, the 150th player in the world too often. No, he's doing Dimitrov against Medvedev, which is a bit mainstream, right?
That's so basic of him. I'm shocked.
Mainstream Damien.
Yeah, well, that's after Goff versus Mertens, which has just started, by the way. Goff has broken. Has she broken? No, this score thing is really stupid. I think she's just held to the opening game.
Yeah, mine always does that. And I sometimes announce to my family, I'm like, oh, she broke. No, never mind. Sorry, she hasn't. It just hasn't updated who's serving it.
Yeah.
Very annoying.
Yeah, Flash score does that to me. It's often when I like go off the app and then go back on it. It'll be like, oh my God, 3-love. And then it's actually 3-all. I'm like, oh, okay.
I like Elise Mertens. There you go. I've said it.
I don't know if I'm
bit controversial. Bloody hell, mate.
I think Elise Mertens is an underappreciated player.
Yeah.
I guess because I was in Monastir last year and basically she loves the place. I guess maybe that's affected my thinking.
Oh, Monfils has looped a forehand well over the baseline. He's looking at his box going, why did I do that? Because he had a good opportunity there and just mishit it. And it's 15-all.
She's never lost in Monastir.
Oh, yeah. Mind you, how long has the tournament been around?
Just done 2 years. Two tournaments. 10 matches back to back. I don't think she's even dropped a set.
Nice. Well, she's probably coming back there then.
Yeah. She wants a Grand Slam there.
I mean, she is a Grand Slam champion in doubles.
In doubles, yeah. In
4
fact,
times,
just after Monastir, she shooted off to the WTA finals in Cancun.
Ah, yes. The chaos in Cancun.
Mm-hmm.
Ruud is up 30-15 in this game, by the way. Stat just flashed up on screen. Won 14 out of 18 net points. Who would have known it? Casper Ruud's a serve and volleyer.
He's been very good at the net today. I mean,
he's coming again as well. Monfils' passing shot's gone over the baseline, and it's 40-15.
That is something I feel like Ruud's added quite nicely to his game. When everything isn't quite going smoothly for him, he does just find a way, which I think we couldn't say that of him last season. He was just passive last season and just wasn't really making anything happen. But like today, he really hasn't looked that impressive. But you know, coming into the net more, he's found his forehand more. He's just grown in more confidence, and he's still taking the game to Monfils. Whereas if this was last year, he probably would have lost 6-3, 6-4.
To misquote Jeff Goldblum, Ruud finds a way.
Good night, Nick.
I know who Jeff Goldblum is, but I don't get the reference. I have to say.
Jurassic Park.
I was going to guess Jurassic Park, but
yeah, I couldn't remember the character.
Yeah, that was quite an easy guess, John. But
no, I mean, he's had a
bit, Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, he's had a stellar career, I would say.
I think the only other film I think he's well known for is Independence Day.
Yeah, he's in one of the Thor films as well. But
yeah. But he was more of a cameo in that.
Yeah.
Oh, got a question from Carlos. He wants to know, if we were playing a mixed doubles match, which partner would you choose and which opponents would you play? Let's go. Just to be clear, are we picking pros or are we picking from other members of the talking?
I presume. I'm presuming pros, but he can correct us if we.
Oh, mixed doubles.
This was a question put to, I think, some of the people on the tour, wasn't it, during Indian Wells? Because there's been a few videos going around, and Djokovic says Nadal, and then he goes, oh, mixed doubles, and he's like, oh, sorry, I didn't you know. If anyone's got a clear answer very quickly, you can interrupt while I hum and ha.
Yeah, this is tough. I think I'm trying to
think about your game. Maybe what areas of your game that maybe they can compensate for.
I would go with no, you know what? I would go with Coco Gauff because she's a good doubles player, and she's also has the speed to make up for the fact that I would struggle to get to most of the shots. So I would not do I would not have Iga as my doubles partner purely because I don't think I think I would just freeze in that situation.
Yeah, she might be demand. I mean, Ostapenko is just a no, sure.
No way am I stepping on court on the same side of the net as Ostapenko.
I think it'd be kind of funny though. I think I'd just be in hysterics the whole time.
I mean, do you want to be doubles?
No, I feel like I would want to
go for it. She's a good doubles player. She's playing right now.
I would want to go out there and have fun. So that's why I think Coco is a good shout, because she is.
Yeah,
I know she's really focused on court, but she is like really like bubbly and really fun.
She won't come down too hard on you. I mean, I can just see Nick basically running out the way of every ball. Go, Coco, that's yours, even when it's like 20 meters away. Ons, I think clay or grass. Ons would probably be. Oh no, I know who I'm going for. I'm going for Karolina Muchova.
Who are you going for? Muchova, yes. Kira, you've got the privilege of picking for the entire ATP tour here. You don't have to fight us for the WTA.
I know. It's tough. Obviously, like similar to you, Nick, in the same vein, I couldn't pick Rafa because I had just done there and be like, it's Rafa Nadal. So it'd have to be someone I could actually play. I'm really bad at tennis, number one. So I'm looking for somebody who will just play singles against two people.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go Joe Salisbury.
Okay.
That's a fantastic shout.
Actually, really enjoyed Joe Salisbury, and he would just get on with it. I could just be like, "Yay, well done, Joe."
I don't know who I'm picking, to be honest. This is tough.
If I could go for a doubles partner, and I'm just going to go doubles this time because I think Carlos's question was mainly about the professional tour. But if I was to go for a doubles partner from our Talking Tennis team,
there's one obvious choice that
Vanch,
a regular doubles partner, that doesn't matter. Vanch, yeah. I was actually gonna say like Vanch or Bianca.
Okay, yeah, she's good, Bianca. Yeah, that would help. I mean, Vanch is good too, by the way.
I mean,
didn't Vanch grow up playing with Brandon Nakashima?
I think Vanch is the most talented, probably. I'm just guessing.
Vanch and Bianca are both former junior players.
I might go Bianca then, because the problem with Vanch is, I tell you what Vanch would say when we're sat down and be talking about being good off both wings. That's one of his favorite. Every third tweet from Vanch is like, very good off both wings. You got to keep an eye on that. And that doesn't really mean anything. I mean, that just means you got a good backhand and a good forehand. Sorry, by the way, Jeff, I don't think you've given your doubles partner from the professional tour.
Yeah, I still don't know. I think if you'd asked me a couple of years ago, I would have said Badosa, but I can't.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I can't lean into that with her being chronically injured. So
also, Tsitsipas would be also right next to you as well.
That's quite funny.
That sounds like a him problem. I'm joking. It's so difficult.
But going back to while you're thinking, like, I think the thing with Bianca, I believe her strength is her serve. She's got quite a decent serve.
Yeah, I'm going for Bianca. Yeah, so Karolina Muchova and probably Bianca.
Yeah. So yeah, basically.
How do you know Bianca has a great serve? By the way,
because it's more she said it. I've never actually seen her play.
She does post some stuff on Instagram of her playing tennis.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think she's got the height as well.
Mm.
It's. I mean, we don't really know how good we all are, except we know that Damien is crap. We know that. But apart from that, we don't really know how good we all are. Damien's also a pusher. We know that too. He's a grinder. He's all the negatives you can think about. He thinks that he could just grind me into the ground on clay, for example. And I hope we get a chance to play each other in Estoril in a few weeks. But I also know how things work out and whether you get time and whether we can find a court. I mean, the problem is the Estoril courts are a little bit occupied that week. I'm sure they've got more than one area to play tennis, but we'll see. Fingers crossed it can happen. And if it does happen and I win, you will never, ever, ever hear the end of it.
Until someone else.
I think I've locked in my answer.
Go for it.
Oh, good.
Danielle Collins.
Good shout.
I like that.
Great.
I adore her backhand, so I would just watch it sail past.
And she's quite a decent double player.
Yeah, and I feel like she's got a good bant as well. Like she'd be like a good laugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she might give you a few looks if you mess something up.
Yeah, I won't mind. All part of the fun.
Okay. Carlos and I actually saw her close up playing doubles at Billie Jean King Cup. I'm pretty sure Carlos and I were sat next to each other when it was Czech Republic against USA.
Oh, cool.
Do you want to answer Carlos, John? Just to say this match might be over in 3 points.
Carlos is talking about Malaga. I guess he's talking about Davis Cup. Yeah, Carlos, I'd love to. I'd love to give it at least have a hit. But the thing is, as he's suggesting, I don't know how pleased they would be if Carlos and I just took the court as the Netherlands or whoever we're trying to wait, and we're going. No, so we've got the court right now.
Just wait till the tournament's over.
I did just walk into the stadium last year. Just walk straight in on the day before the tournament began. I think it was. No security or anything. Just walked in.
I'm not sure.
At one point, after about 5 minutes of being inside the stadium, someone did say, "Sorry, who are you?" I just said, "John."
They just went with it. Oh, sorry, John. Yeah, no, completely understand.
It's got to work. They've got to have a John on a list somewhere and be like, "Oh yeah, John."
Ruud's forehand just gone over the baseline, so it's 40-15 Monfils with a point to extend this match by at least one more game and put the pressure on Ruud to serve it out.
I think he's serving it out, Carlos. There we go. Carlos and I are putting our reputations on the line here. I'm saying he's serving it out. If he gets that far, I mean, it's 40-15, so I'm guessing he will.
No, it is serving it out. It's 5-4 now. Yeah. Change of ends.
No, he's serving it out. Ruud is not someone who generally, cracks under pressure, I would say. He's been serving reasonably well in sets 2 and 3. Monfils isn't really getting much of a look in now at the moment. Doesn't seem to be moving so well either. Monfils is going to go big probably on every shot and see how it pans out.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking with us 3 Rafa fans and obviously Nick Federer fan, I myself have been recruiting for the future. So who am I? I'm starting to get early investments in players now.
Okay.
So that when my favorite players are all gone, then I have people still that I really want to root for.
Okay. Yeah,
so obviously I've had buyers. I've had buyers there for a few years now, anyway. But then Prismic and Fonseca, he's just sick.
Oh, João Fonseca, who has just been given a wild card for Estoril.
That's why I brought it up. I just saw that. He did lose last night, but oh well.
He's probably thinking about Estoril.
He's only 17.
Did he? By the way, did he get that wild card or accept the wild card when he heard that Damien and I were going to be there? I imagine that's probably what swayed him.
I can imagine that's why he's going. I've got some inside sources from Brazil saying that he's dying to meet you. So,
of course he is. Yeah.
He's
trying to get an Airbnb nearby.
He wants front row seats for the Talking Tennis Slam, as opposed to the Netflix Slam.
So if Netflix got Nadal and Alcaraz, who are we getting? We're getting Liam Brody and Laura Siegmund.
That's a great lineup.
That's a decent
Brilliant.
one.
Decent double.
I love Liam Brody.
Yeah,
Laura Siegmund and Alina Avanesian.
Yeah, we can do doubles. We'll have Brody and Siegmund, and we'll have Avanesian and
Oh, who's the Tunisian player that you interviewed?
Oh yeah, Dugas Acosta Dugas. One of those two. Yeah, we'll have him. We'll have him because he is probably. I mean, anyone else would be a bit of a stretch when it comes to friends of the show on the ATP side. But me and him sat on the couch in Monastir. So yeah, we'll have him. Yeah, that's 4 friends of the show. None of them know that they're friends of the show, of course, but.
But by the way, Casper Ruud is 30 love up with 2 really good serves. So yeah, John.
There we go. I knew Carlos would get this because he's a challenger guy, as he's Dugas to complete the roster.
Yeah, it's a good thing Damien's not on this stream because he'd be mortified that you were struggling here.
Oh, he goes nuts. He goes nuts when I spell Marajan's name wrong. Like I put the Z in the S.
He got very annoyed. He got very annoyed with me when I said I hadn't heard of Fonseca before Rio.
Oh.
He gets annoyed.
I only knew who Fonseca was because of he was the only other player that On Running had signed. Yeah, I was like, well, they've got Schwantek and Shelton. This kid must be special. And so since then, I've been following his challenger results like every week, just keeping an eye on it and like futures and stuff. And then did not expect him to beat Fils and Green back to back in his ATP debut.
It was a really good performance. Oh, is that Ruud? Ruud inside out forehand clips the corner of the court, and it's 40-15. He's got 2 match points.
Oh, my stream is so behind.
Ruud hitting a 95-mile-per-hour forehand winner according to the stats on court, and now Ruud, clad in this turquoise color shirt, is about to play a first serve on his first match point. Goes out wide, and the Monfils return is wide, and Ruud pulls off his bandana, walks to shake hands with Monfils. He's got his head down, maybe wincing a bit. It's all over for Monfils, which is a shame. But Casper Ruud's into the quarterfinals of Indian Wells, and what a result for the Norwegian, who's looking like himself again.
That's a good win. I mean, I haven't seen the final game yet, but that's a good win.
I think Carlos has been a bit hard. I know what you mean, Carlos, regarding the first set, but Casper Ruud from the middle of the second set until now, which is basically since I tuned in, sensational at times.
I mean,
go on.
If anything, I think Monfils did well to get that to a tiebreak in the second set. I thought Ruud was the better player.
Yeah, it looked like Monfils break up at points during that second. Looking at the scores. By the way,
there was an outlasting as well in the last 3 or 4 games, maybe even 5 games. You know, Casper just had to hang in there, I guess. Sorry, Nick.
Sorry, Kren. Sorry, Terry. I know it's not the result that we wanted. Just to say that it's a bit more one-sided on Stadium 1. Coco Gauff is 7 for the first set at 5 love.
Oh, wow.
Demolishing Mertens right now.
Bit different from the scrappy game she's been playing so far.
Maybe she's heard all of us saying that, like, oh, maybe she doesn't have she's not been playing that well the first through the draw, getting through the draw, and she's not got a chance against Seeger. He's like, right, okay. Sabalenka's out. Let's go.
Can we give a hand to Kren's energy for Monfils? I think we should all be exhibiting this kind of love for our favorite players. That's what I want to see. I'm loving it.
Yeah. Sorry, Kren.
I used to be like that with mine, and then they can't even win matches at challenger level anymore. So I kind of, it's what
there you go. Kren, take side from the fact that your favourite's doing better than Jethro's.
Yes. And one of them has a Grand Slam, so.
Yeah. So yeah, there's you're looking out for new talent. I mean, hopefully Fonseca comes through for you in his career.
Yeah, I really like Prismic. There's something really cool about him. I'm like, yeah, I could see myself being a big fan of him.
By the way, we were very rude to Carlos in that he asked us a few questions, but we never asked him really, did we? It's like, who would you like your doubles partner to be? So Carlos, do let us know who your WTA doubles partner might be, and also who your doubles partner would be from us on the team. And we know it's
if he doesn't say Carlos Suarez Navarro, he's got to say it.
Navarro's retired. I think we'll give him.
We can give him that if he does, because it's quite niche as well.
Oh, I don't know if you saw, but Casper Ruud just held serve to close out the match against Monfils.
Well, no, I didn't see that.
Scrappy
forgetting.
victory.
I keep
Breaking
forgetting
news.
how far behind you are, and I'm like, oh, maybe so I've turned off the rematch. Maybe he's just something interesting in his interview. I was like, no, never mind.
I mean,
Yeah.
even my highlights package had finished before Jethro had finished watching. So the highlights package had finished of the match. Listen, before we go, as I said, look, it's very comfortable for Coco at the moment, and I know we're going to have Tommy Paul against Luca Nardi. I will post that in the live chat as well, because that'll be live on the channel very soon with Tom and Mario and a new guy as well, albeit I think probably taking it in turns at various points. But anyway, that's to come. We sort of posed the question about how the women's draw is sort of falling apart a little bit after Sabalenka's demise today. The men's draw are we all kind of keeping our fingers crossed that we get a Sinner Alcaraz semi-final? And potentially, are we looking at maybe a flat-ish final because of the... I mean, I guess Medvedev would argue against that. But what do you think, Jethro?
Yeah, I wouldn't count Medvedev out of giving Sinner or Alcaraz a very tough game. It might even end up being Zverev anyway. Hopefully not.
Yeah, that's a concern.
You know,
yeah.
that's who's Sinner got next?
Hold on, I'll just check it now because I've got the.
Lechka.
Oh, thank you.
Oof, okay.
Sorry.
He's been playing really well this week, but I think Sinner just does everything he does, but better. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I think if Medvedev gets to the final, he'll be competitive either way. Obviously, Dimitrov's going to be tough tonight, and Medvedev's been a bit up and down since Melbourne. So,
What if Holger made the final?
Is Holger on the other half?
He's in
Yeah.
the other half. He's got Fritz
Fritz,
in the next
yeah.
round, and then either Medvedev or Dimitrov in the quarters.
Yeah, to be fair, it feels a bit more depth on the men's side on this occasion, given Sabalenka, Rybakina, Qinwen Zheng as well have all fallen by the wayside one way or another. Jessica Pegula as well, whereas most of the men, Djokovic aside, have held, if you like. So yeah, so actually, there's we're throwing those names in there. If the thing is with Rune is my concern is always with him is that actually he can slip up, whereas Alcaraz and Sinner at the moment don't look quite so likely to do so, and that's a tough one against Fritz. I think Fritz is quietly playing the best tennis he's played for about 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's playing really well. I would also really like to see Rune in a final on an outdoor hard court, just because that's the last place for him to really have any real impact at a tournament.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Goff has served the bagel 6-love.
Sorry, Kira, I completely cut you off there. What were you going to say?
No, I was interrupting you. I was only going to say I can't see Rune getting through if he's in a quarter against Medvedev in the end. I can't see him getting through that.
So he's got Fritz now, potentially Medvedev in the quarterfinal, and then someone in the semis, I guess.
Yeah, semi-finals would be Casper Ruud against probably Tommy Paul, unless Luca Nardi pulls off another upset.
The semi actually could be the easier one of those three. I mean,
depending on how Ruud plays.
Yeah, I mean, Ruud. Damien was saying it, and it made a lot sense a week or so ago when we were previewing the tournament. It's kind of a surprise that Ruud's never had good results here. So I think he'd certainly not made the quarterfinals in the past, but now he has. And it is kind of, nicely set up for him. He hasn't quite got the movement advantages he probably has on clay. But that aside, everything else is set up for him to have decent runs in Indian Wells. It's kind of a surprise he's not had one before. But a Casper Ruud Alcaraz final or a Casper Ruud Jannik Sinner final is not getting me out of my chair as much as a Jannik Sinner Carlos Alcaraz semi-final.
Yeah, and then
fair enough.
We talk about Medvedev against either of those two. Like, how confident are we? Like, it depends on which Medvedev shows up, right, and how comfortable he is.
You mean Medvedev against Sinner or Alcaraz?
Yeah.
What do you think, Kiara?
Kira.
Kira,
Don't worry. All good. I get all sorts. I've had Charlotte before somehow. I would feel, I hate saying this because it hurts me, but I would feel more confident that Medvedev would be able to beat Carlitos than Sinner, which is pretty obvious, I suppose. But I could see Medvedev taking down Alcaraz at the moment. I struggle to see him beating Yannick, but I suppose you struggle to see anyone beating Yannick at the moment, but somebody will at some point.
Apart from Carlos.
Apart from Carlos.
Alcaraz still needs to have a couple of big wins to dispel some of the. So if he beats Yannick, certainly if he beats Sasha, but if he beats Sasha and Yannick, if he wins the title basically from here, we're almost just back on track again with Carlos. The problem is if he doesn't, or if he goes out, say, to Yannick. Especially if it's a super, let's just imagine it's a third set tiebreak and it's sensational and he loses, then we're like, okay, yeah, then maybe these concerns about Carlos, we can put them to the back burner for a few months at least, because that could happen. That happened when Carlos was firing on all cylinders in 2022 and 2023 and 2021, was it at Wimbledon? Or no, 2022 at Wimbledon. When they played in the fourth round, that was a great match, 4 sets, Yannick. Yeah, I kind of think that in the final, Kira, that actually it would kind of be 60-40 in favor of Carlos and Yannick, maybe 65-35 if it was a Carlos Medvedev. Carlos has got so many weapons and so many things that he can do. The serve volley, I think he's more naturally suited to that than Yannick, although Yannick is getting better and better at pulling it off, which is, I think, one of the reasons why he's managed to turn that dynamic around. But I think Carlos is a comfortable favourite as well, if either of them play Medvedev in the final. What do you think, Jethro?
Does the court speed make a difference?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the best court, the best tournament, the best arena for Carlos Alcaraz in the world, in compared to his competitors as well. If it's the worst hard court for Daniel Medvedev, it's the best for Carlos Alcaraz.
Yeah, I still think Medvedev would make it competitive. But yeah, I am concerned with the Zverev head-to-head and then the Sinner head-to-head as well. Getting to that final is going to be tough. Who knows? We might get a Casper Ruud against Yuri Lehechka final. You never know. You never know anymore. But yeah, I think Alcaraz has two really, really, the two players who he's probably struggled most against, aside from Djokovic, in recent years. So he's got his work cut out for him.
Nick, do you want to have a final word on anything?
I think if we're thinking about today's stream, obviously watched a little bit, didn't watch much of the Ruud Monfils match, but going back to the women's draw, I think it's going to be interesting to see who manages to come through the chaos that's kind of unfolding. Obviously Swiatek heavy favorite, and looking like probably playing Goff in the final, although having said that, it's probably due to Mertens being a bit lackluster, this scoreline being so heavily in favor of the American. But I have to say, last word needs to go to Emma Navarro. Big win for her, and maybe big things to come. Like the look of her game, looks like she could compete with the tour. And I'm not fully on board the hype train yet, but I've finally seen what everyone else is seeing.
Okay. Big thanks to Akshata, who was on earlier, but also a big thanks as well to Kira making her debut as well today. Jethro coming on again, and again is the right word. He has been popping by from time to time, which is good, and it's good to know that he has a regular. I didn't realize that your hours had changed, Jethro. I know that in the past you were doing different hours, so yes, I'm aware of your more regular.
It's okay. I still like hearing from you during the day. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. Little giggle there from Nick. Okay. Well, on that bombshell, we can all just disappear off into the distance, and we'll be seeing you all again very soon. Just a reminder that we'll have Luca Nardi coming up very, 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 very shortly against Tommy Paul. And I think we'll also be doing Holger Rune against Taylor Fritz. So make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you find us all on the social medias and all that stuff at Talking Tennis TT. Nick is... I'm going to guess your... Okay, here we go. Wait, don't. Nick is at Nick_B Carter.
That is correct. It's 2 years of seeing my Twitter handle, John. That's helped.
Yeah, well, it's more than anything else. Twitter is random in that sometimes I'll just put Nick in and up you come, Nick. But other times I have to actually spell out the whole word, and I don't know what the difference is or why it happens. Jethro is at Jethro. I now work normal working hours and still will only occasionally come on Talking Tennis. _
That's exactly it. Actually, yeah.
36.
Nearly hit the character limit, but yeah.
Jethro, what is your Twitter handle?
It's at Jethro_SB.
And Kira?
Just at Kira Hancock's. Nice and simple.
Oh, great. Lucky you. You got in there before any other.
Well, hard to find another one.
Coco Gauff, by the way, is now 6-love, 2-love up. And this is far more uncomfortable for Elise than I imagined. So anyway, on that bombshell, we will finally bring this stream to an end. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. And you know the drill. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.